And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium here on the campus of Solano Community College. You're watching exciting summer baseball action with the visiting Solano Mudcats taking on the home team Rally Factory Rockhounds. My name is Brian Nelson, and joining me today in the booth is my broadcast partner, Anthony Williams. Anthony, these two teams faced off earlier in the summer season with the Rockhounds picking up a victory over the Mudcats. What can the Mudcats do differently here today that can get them a victory at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium?
Just better pitching, Brian. If you have an outstanding pitching performance, then you can easily pick up a win. And also, the batters have to bring in runs to help out the pitcher. The pitcher just can't do it by himself.
Yeah, and Angel Lara will be on the mound for the Solano Mudcats, the former Solano Falcon. And on the other side of the ball, what do the Rockhounds have to do to duplicate their performance that they had the last time they faced the Mudcats?
Just keep doing what they're doing, because last time they were the ones that had the outstanding pitching performance. Every pitcher that stepped up to the mound did the same thing, threw low strikes, and got groundouts the whole game.
We'll see if the Rockhounds can duplicate that great team performance they had last time. But before we get introduced to both lineups, let's send it over now to Melanie Fuller.
Hey guys, Melanie Fuller here. The Rockhounds lost their last game against the Menlo Park Legends 12-7. In their game against the Auburn Wildcats, Ryan Pierman was the winning pitcher, winning the game 8-5. Now here's your starting lineup for the Rally Factory Rockhounds.
Chase Grant, University of Nevada, Reno, right field.
Matt Campos, University of San Francisco, second base.
Hank Pankratz, Yuba College, third base.
Tyler Stover, University of Louisiana Lafayette, designated hitter.
Jared Ambule, Point Loma Nazarene University, left field.
Kirby Broadbent, American River College, first base.
Dustin LeBee, Texas A&M International, pitcher.
So we are getting set here in the top of the first. Dustin will be facing the leadoff hitter, Marcus Wise. Wise takes a ball. So starting lineup for the Mudcats will be center fielder Marcus Wise leading off, Joey Morris, left fielder, batting second, Nick Perez, the first baseman, batting third. As Wise takes his second pitch in the dirt, 2-0. Ian Acosta bats cleanup as the catcher. Elijah Ontiveros is the DH. Batting fifth. Michael Driscoll, the right fielder, batting sixth. Jared Vitug, the third baseman, batting seventh. 2-0 pitch. Wise goes around a bunt, but takes a strike. 2-1. Maxwell Bradley, shortstop, and Jack Bowles, the second baseman, round out the lineup at 8 and 9. And on the mound is Dustin LeBeat. 2-1 pitch to Wise is popped sky high. We'll see if Campos calls off Broadbent, and he does, and puts it away for out number one.
Great communication by Campos to signal off the first baseman so he could get the easy out.
So quick out as Wise is retired, brings up Joey Morris, who on this summer season is 0 for 9, 2 runs, 1 strikeout.
Yeah, this at-bat would be so important because they need to get somebody on base. If they could get somebody on base and start to get the momentum started, ooh, nice hit into the outfield. That was excellent. He needed that just for the team to get the momentum started and get easy runs going on the board.
Well said, Anthony, as Morris is on board with that single. Gets his first hit of the summer, so pretty good way to start out with 1 out. Brings up Nick Perez, the former Falcon.
Yeah, it's always great to get the first hit of the season.
And so LeBeat in comes set. Runner at first. As that first pitch is in there, strike 1 on Nick Perez. He's hitting .276 this summer, 8 hits, 2 doubles, 1 home run, 3 RBIs. 4 runs scored. The beat looks in. 1-0-1 is taken outside, evens up the count 1-1.
The Rockhounds are going back to their strategy by throwing the low strikes. They're trying to get the easy groundouts for the easy outs.
Especially with the runner at first base, trying to get a double play, trying to get Perez to roll over on a ball low. 1-1 is swung on a miss by Perez. 1-2.
Yeah, he's making him go after it. see how bad he wants it.
And as you said, Anthony, the low pitches plus the defense playing double play depth, they potentially could get both outs, as there's only one so far in this top of the first. Perez, good, patient, takes ball 2. The infield for the Rock Hounds goes as follows: Pancratz and Webster on the left side, third and short, respectively. Campos playing second base, and Broadbent holding the runner at first base. Labitte looks in. 2-2 is swung on foul by Perez. Kevin Huang is the catcher. The outfield from left to right is Jared Ambule, Joey Dotson, and Chase Grant. So good battle here from Perez, working the count 2-2 on Dustin Labitte. Swung on, back up the middle. Labitte knocks it down, knocks his glove off, and gets the shirt out at first base.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen that before. The ball knocked his glove off, but he still made the out.
Yeah, potentially could have tried to get Morris at second base, but that would have been a lot riskier. Get the shirt out. Now you have 2 outs.
Yeah, smart play.
But I'll bring up Ian Acosta, who has the most RBIs in this starting lineup for the Solano Mudcats. Acosta batting .286, 16 hits, 6 doubles, 8 RBIs. Also former Falcon. It's got to be interesting facing your old teammate, especially this dynamic where Dustin Labitte is the pitcher, Ian Acosta is the catcher, so they have probably one of the more strong relationships on the field of any teammates.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of former Falcons this season.
So runner at second. Acosta looks at that pitch high. 1-0.
I think he threw too much heat on that as the catcher couldn't handle it.
And it's our first look at Kevin Huang behind the behind the plate. We see many different catchers for the Rockhounds. Matt Poulin for one. Swung on and missed 1-0. Evens at the count 1-1. And so with 2 outs, runner in scoring position, you got to believe Morris will be running at any sort of contact. So anything in the outfield could potentially score Morris. You got plus arms on the corners with Ambule and Grant. Breaking ball swung on and missed by Acosta, 1-2.
Yes, as you mentioned, the second base runner, as soon as he hears the ball hit the bat, he should just take off running full speed to home plate.
And Labitte has worked ahead in the count to Acosta, 1-2. 2 outs. That one is skied. Foul. Huang takes off his mask. He's going to play it in fair territory. Acosta assumed it was going to go foul or that Huang was going to make the play. Did not run to first base, so a lucky break for the Rally Factory Rockhounds. So that will be the 3rd and final out. We'll head to the bottom of the first. Still tied 0-0.
Hi, my name is Dustin Labitte. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
We're back here in the bottom of the first. Angel Lara finishing up his warm-up pitches. He'll be facing a lineup led by Chase Grant, Matt Campos, and Hank Pancratz. the leadoff second and third place hitters, followed by Garland Webster, Tyler Stover, Jared Ambuel, Kirby Broadbent, Kevin Huang, and Joey Dotson will round out the lineup for the Rockhounds.
Yes, and I noticed Laura is left-handed, and Tyler just tears up left-handed pitchers, so this would be very interesting to see.
So it'll be a lefty-lefty matchup to lead off this ball game with Chase Grant, the lefty. And that's always tricky because when a lefty faces a left-handed pitcher, the release point is harder to pick up for a lefty. So it'll be interesting to see if Laura can take advantage. So first pitch from Laura is taken. Strike one on the outside. Chase Grant working behind the count now 0-2. So Laura's working very quickly. Laura this summer, 33 and 2/3 innings pitched, 3-1 record, 2.40 ERA. That one's taken outside.
Yes, I like how he threw 2 perfect strikes and then tried to make him chase on the outside. Great strategy.
1-2 pitch is chopped foul. And he's working a very quick pace, so it's going to benefit his infield defense because you're not waiting around as much for a deliberate pitcher. Laura just takes the ball, looks for the sign, and throws it.
Yeah, I'm used to a little delay in between, but he's just getting it out.
And he strikes out Chase Grant swinging for the first out. So a great start for the Mudcats as Angel Lara picks up a strikeout. That'll bring up Matt Campos, the second baseman out of Hawaii, going to the University of San Francisco. We get a little remix of a couple songs for Matt Campos's walk-up song as Campos takes ball one. Campos has a great personality. We run into him all the time after the games. He wants to be in the booth, but he can't with being in the starting lineup here. That one is laced into the right center field, and it's going to fall between the right field and the center fielder. Campos picks up the third base coach, and he is off to third, and he's going to make it standing up. So a one-out triple from Matt Campos.
Great way to start off the inning by getting a triple.
So Campos gets in scoring position for Hank Pankratz, the third baseman. And so Lara, after striking out Grant, looked very comfortable with the lefty-lefty matchup, but Campos able to have a good opposite field approach for that triple, brings up Pankratz, who takes a pitch for ball one.
Yes, Lara might struggle against the right-handed hitters in this Rockhounds lineup.
Lara's pitch is outside, 2-0. Yeah, outside of Grant and Pankratz, a predominantly right-handed featuring lineup, as Pankratz just fouls that 2-0 pitch off, 2-1. And Lara's shown control so far to the outside corner to lefties. We'll see what this 2-1 pitch brings. That breaking ball, thought about it, but it's just outside, maybe low, 3-1.
But getting back to what I said before the game, Lara is throwing low strikes or just trying to make the batters go after the ball.
That one was close to staying in fair territory, just trickled past the first base bag. Foul. Full count, 3-2.
Yeah, that was one where you had to wait a little bit to see if it was going to cross the line or not, and it just did.
So full count to Pankratz. That one is laced into left field. Hangs up for the left fielder. Campos tags. He is on his way. Strong throw, and he makes it in there for a sacrifice fly. Good plays all around. Good strong throw by Joey Morris, but the speed of Campos gets under the tag of Ian Acosta for the first run of the ball game.
Hey, Joey Morris, I have to give that to you. That was an excellent throw. Campos barely made it. Just by a step, he made it.
It seemed like the hop on the throw just gave him a small enough window to slide underneath the tag. Had he gotten a throw straight to the line to Acosta. Acosta might have been able to tag him out. Webster first pitch swinging to the shortstop. Grounds out to Maxwell Bradley to end the inning, but not before the Rockhounds score the first run of the ball game. They lead 1-0. So top of the second, Dustin LeBeat will face the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Ontiveros, Driscoll, and Vitug. As the DH, Elijah Ontiveros, steps in the box. Beat comes set. It's going to be taken high, ball 1. Ontiveros is hitting .269, 7 hits, 2 extra base hits, 1 double, 1 triple, 3 RBIs. One 0 is taken inside 2-0.
He just has to bring the ball up a little bit more, and that probably would have been a strike.
So we'll see if LeBeat can get in the strike zone here. 2-0 behind in the count to the DH. That one's in there, strike 1. And Ontiveros talking to the umpire, making sure he knows exactly where in that strike zone that landed. Ontiveros is a catcher by trade, but here with Acosta getting the start will be the DH. 2-1 is taken. A nice play by Pancratz at third. Nice strong throw, gets him. So Pancratz playing in on the grass makes a nice backhanded pick and throws out Ontiveros for the first out.
Yes, great diving catch by Pancratz. He saved a double or maybe even a triple.
And so a little ribbing by teammates. Michael Driscoll, the Solano Falcon, with Evan Facenda controlling the music. Gets a little Barbie girl introduction. With 1 out. And that one's fouled off. That's the kind of fun you like to see during the summer, you know?
Yeah, it's all about fun, even though you want to be competitive.
Oh, I'm sure Michael isn't too happy about it, but would you rock Barbie Girl as your walk-up song if you're a baseball player?
No, I need some Kanye for my walk-up song.
0-1 is hit into center field. Dotson's on the run, makes a great diving play, and he gets it for the second out. Joey Dotson read that perfectly off the bat, got a great jump, and laid out for that second out.
Yes, even though he got a great jump to the ball, Dotson has incredible speed too, so that also helps.
Yeah, that was just a perfect play, just the speed, the jump. Gets his teammate, Michael Driscoll, and that's 2 outs now for the third baseman, Jared Vitug. LeBeat with the pitch on the outside corner, strike 1. Vitug is 1 for 7 on the season, 2 runs scored, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. It's not too many plate appearances this summer. That check swing went around 0-2.
Yeah, that one was in the dirt, but luckily he went around.
Yeah, that breaking ball with the late life got Vitug to go around on that pitch. And he strikes out swinging on 3 pitches. So 3 up, 3 down. The Rockhounds retire the Mudcats in order. So after 1.5, the Rockhounds lead 1-0. So Anthony, what do you think about this game so far? Rockhounds gotten off to an early lead. Do you think they can capitalize here in the bottom of the second?
Well, yes, they are performing really great right now. Levite is having a tremendous game, attacking the strike zone, throwing low pitches or inside pitches. He's not giving them anything to hit at the moment.
All right, so we'll see what happens in the bottom of the second. We will head to a break, and we'll be back with the bottom of the second right after this.
Hi, I'm Jake Fromson. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
whether it's behind the scenes or on camera,
then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff, that's me, at solano.edu.
We hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
it's more than just sports, it's an education.
5, 6, 7 for the Rockhounds. Tyler Stover, the DH, Jared Ambule, and Kirby Broadbent. Laura with the first pitch way outside. Falls behind on the count 1-0.
Yes, this is the matchup I've been waiting for, just to see if Tyler will hit a home run this game. Laura setting up for Tyler. Throws a pitch. Foul ball to the back. He's not trying to give Tyler anything to hit at the moment because he knows Tyler will rip one to the outfield.
So Laura's next pitch is in there, strike 2. That pitch is in the dirt. 1-2. Stover trying to get on base for the left fielder Ambule Broadbent, and if anyone gets on, Kevin Wong, the catcher. One, two is hit high. First baseman shades his eyes, Nick Perez, and he drifts back and makes a nice catch for out number 1.
I don't see how they can find a ball in the sun, even though they shade off their eyes. Because when I was little, I couldn't do anything like that.
Yeah, when there's a cloudless day, it's pretty hard to pick up the ball. That brings up Jared Ambule with 1 out. Ambule takes outside, ball 1.
Yeah, I would hate to be in an outfield on a sunny day. Because it's like you hear the ball getting hit, but you can't really, well, it's hard to track it, as I should say.
Ambule takes, again, ball 2. Jumps ahead 2-0 to Lara. That one is laced past the left field, down the left field line. Ambule is on his horse. We'll see if he stops at second, and he will. And for a 1-out double.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to try for a triple, which would have been very bold.
Yeah, hitting it down the left field line is definitely a shorter throw.
Yeah.
Maybe if he went opposite field to the right field side, he could go for 3 like Campos did. But the Rockhounds will take a runner at second here with 1 out. Now bring up the big first baseman, Kirby Broadbent. Big power hitter, has a couple home runs on the summer. As Laura steps off, wants a discussion with Ian Acosta. They were teammates together at Solano with Acosta's first year, Laura's last year.
That's Kirby, very big, and he's definitely a power hitter. Standing at, what, 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah, very tall in the box. You see there from the center field camera. Towers in the batter's box. Laura checks on the runner at second. Breaking ball in there, strike 1. So there you see Laura respecting the power of Broadbent, not going with the first pitch fastball, trying to catch him off guard with the first pitch breaking ball in there for strike 1.
Yeah, so maybe he'll go fastball with this to change up the speed a little bit.
He takes a long look at Ambule at second. And Broadbent hits it deep into the outfield. Wise drifting back, checks at the wall, and it hits off the wall, off of Wise's leg. The right fielder, Driscoll, picks it up, and Broadbent will truck into third with an RBI triple. Put on his PF Flyers and is safe at third. Brings home the second run for the Rockhounds. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, putting on his PF Flyers. I know he wishes he was Benny from Sandlot. Yeah, if he had that kind of speed, he definitely would have made it home.
Yeah, and he had a chance to maybe score just because they kicked it around a little bit in the outfield as Kevin Wong steps in the box.
Yeah,
0-1.
But that's the price of being big. You don't get the speed like a Joey Dotson.
Wong fouls it off, 0-2. They're playing in, protect the run at third base with 1 out, runner at third base. And there you see the situation with Broadbent standing at third, Huang in the box. It swung on and missed. So Kevin Wong strikes out swinging. Laura's second swinging strikeout. That brings up Joey Dotson. We talked about the speed of Joey Dotson. We'll see if he can't drive and run here with Broadbent standing at first base.
If Joey could just get a hit to the outfield and bring in the runner at third, that'll be a good at bat.
And Dotson takes first pitch, 1-0. Dotson, we'll see if he went around. They asked the umpire. They asked for help. He did not, so 2-0. So Dotson ahead in the count. You got to believe Laura in the back of his mind knows that Chase Grant is on deck as Dotson fouls one back, and we saw what he did against Grant in the first inning, striking him out. So you have a couple bases to play with. You don't have to give in to Dotson here. You could try and make him fish for something, or Dotson could walk, and then you'd face the lefty-lefty matchup with Grant.
Yes, I like those odds better. If I was Laura, I would like those odds better.
So he's behind the count to Dotson, 2-1. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and that's what we were just talking about. Try and make Joey a little over-aggressive, and he swings at that breaking ball low in the dirt. Not necessarily in the dirt, just very low, not in the strike zone.
Yes, especially because you know Joey wants to bring in a runner.
So 2-2 count. Taken high, full count. So the defense plays straight away with 2 outs, full count. Laura, the pitch. And it laced softly, and it gets right in the 5.5 hole, and Broadbent comes in to score. So Dotson does drive in Broadbent. Rockhounds lead 3-0.
That's exactly what I was talking about. If he could just get it past the shortstop and third baseman, then that's a good at-bat for Joey, especially after bringing in the runner.
And so we'll see what Chase Grant does here in the second at-bat. Struck out in the first. And you got speed over at first. We'll see if Dotson thinks about stealing a base as Grant takes the first pitch strike. With 2 outs, if you can get in scoring position with Dotson's speed, any hit by Grant should score Dotson should he steal second base.
I think it will score Dotson with his speed.
And Laura checks on Dotson. Back in plenty of time.
Yeah, especially with Laura being a former Falcon, he knows.
Oh, 1 pitch is taken outside. Evens up the count 1-1.
It's barely missing the strike zone on that one.
Yeah, good eye there by Chase Grant.
Yeah, if it was me, I would have swung.
2 outs. Dotson standing at first. Grant fouls out one back. 1-2.
Hey, Brian, do you ever wonder what are the chances of a foul ball just flying up and landing right in front of us?
Based off the angle and how high the fence is, probably not likely. It'd have to be a very high pop up.
Never say never.
Yeah, never say never. Grant lifts one into the outfield, but Wise looks like he's underneath it. And he'll put it away for out number 3, but not before the Rockhounds score 2 more runs. And we will head to the top of the 3rd. The Rockhounds lead 3-0. So the Rockhounds lead 3-0. Dustin LeBeat has gotten some great run support, and we talked about that pregame, Anthony. What does that do for LeBeat as a pitcher?
It just makes you more comfortable knowing that your batters are hitting the ball at a great rate. It just relaxes you, honestly.
And LeBeat will try and continue the momentum of that last inning where he got a 1-2-3 inning. He's going to face the 8-9 one-hitters. Maxwell Bradley, the shortstop, will lead off. Jack Bowles, the second baseman. Then back to the top of the lineup to Marcus Wise. And Bradley and Bowles so far in the summer have gotten over 40 at-bats and are hitting under 200. So here's an opportunity for LeBeat to continue the success and get the Rockhounds lineup back on the field. So we'll see what Bradley does here to lead off. He is 7 for 40 on the season, 2 RBIs, 6 runs, 11 walks, 6 strikeouts. So LeBeat with the first pitch is chopped. Pancratz too high. Barehanded play by Webster, not able to gun him down. Just too much speed from Bradley, but nice barehanded grab by Garland Webster at short.
Yes, the bounce was just too high, and it came down to after a while, and he just couldn't get it to first base in time.
And Pancratz and Webster talking about a little bit, just that chopper was just too high for Pancratz to field. If anyone would have gotten to out there, it probably would have been the third baseman, but luckily Bradley chopped it too high over the head of the third baseman. Webster would have had to made a spectacular play to get him. So Jack Bowles with a runner at first and no outs. Steps in the box. LeBeat with the first pitch, and that one's fouled straight back, 0-1. And if you're Bulls here, you got to be aware that with Broadbent holding the runner at first, there is a hole on the right side of the infield. And a fake jump by Bradley doesn't go, and Wong thought about maybe a snap throw to try and catch him.
Yeah, when you getting back to what you said just a minute ago, like it's all about attacking the holes. Like when I played baseball, I used to just look for the open spaces and knew where I wanted to hit the ball.
Snap throw. Broadbent does a nice job to field it, but the pitch was low. 2-1. So there you get a look at Bowles in the batter's box. LeBeat comes set. 2-1. Is in there, evens the count 2-2.
He's still throwing the low pitches to the inside or the outside, forcing the ground balls.
So 2-2, no outs. Bradley standing at first. Breaking ball is chopped to Garland Webster. He's going to have to make a great play, and he does. Nice transfer by the shortstop. Gets him in plenty of time for the fielder's choice. Out number 1.
That's a great great play from Webster. We've seen a lot of that during the Falcon season this year.
So you guys get ready because they're going on after this, Brian. They can't hear me. Okay, good.
So that brings up Marcus Wise with a runner in scoring position. He flew out to Matt Campos, who did a great job of calling off Kirby Broadbent to lead off this ball game. Wise only has 3 RBIs in this RBI situation. It's a lot of speed, though. LeBeat hits Wise, and they're going to say it fouled off of him.
Wow.
Yeah, Wise can't believe it. I can't believe it either. I thought it hit him in the thigh, but they're going to say that it didn't, and their coach is going to discuss it with the umpire. And you can see there the coach for the Mudcats kind of pleading his case, Ben Crombie.
You know, Brian, we should start a baseball team and have Puff be our coach.
Oh, man. I feel like a lot of us will get kicked off the team for doing something stupid.
Yeah, Puff would have a record of getting thrown out.
Oh, yeah. Puff himself would get thrown out of a lot of games, too. Are you kidding me? That pitch was so outside. That wasn't a strike. You got to be blind. Where are my glasses?
From the opening pitch, and just yelling.
Yeah. Wise hits one into the outfield. Chase Grant trying to locate the ball, and he makes a great high backhanded play. Enough time for Bradley to tag and advance to third base, though. So a productive out from Wise. That'll bring up Joey Morris with 2 outs. He singled in his first at-bat.
Great play by Grant. Even though the runner tagged and went to third, now it sets up a two outs, and now you could just focus on getting a ground out and throwing it to first and ending the inning.
And we'll see if Joey Morris can get his first RBI of the season. He got his first hit in his first at-bat. First pitch breaking ball in there for strike 1. So now 1 for 10. He has a batting average, hitting 100. 1 strikeout, 2 runs scored. LeBeat comes set. 0-1 is inside, evens the count 1-1.
Yes, I like how he's attacking the inside. Maybe on his next pitch he'll go low or to the outside. Try to make him chase one.
And that potential missed call by the umpire is pretty huge. You could have Joey Morris here with 2 runners on and 1 out, but now Morris has to get a hit as he fouls out one off 1 and 2.
And like I said, he made him chase one, setting up a second strike, and now he could just focus on getting 1 more.
He has a couple pitches to play with. Got to trust your catcher to block. The breaking ball's low, though, with a runner at third. If it gets past him, the run can score easily. So we'll see 1-2 what LeBeat offers, and that one is chopped foul as Morris stays alive.
Now would be a great chance for a breaking ball to change up the pace of the pitch.
After the interview, don't worry about it coming back to you. I'm going to take it off the phone.
So 1-2 still the count after Morris fouled that last pitch off. And he chops one to Hank Pancratz. He fields it, takes a little crow hop, and guns out Joey Morris for the third and final out. So 1 runner gets on with the leadoff single by Maxwell Bradley, but nothing of it. Rock Hounds will head to the bottom of the third, leading 3-0. All right, Campos, and we're joined mid at bat with a 1-0 count to Matt Campos. It's a very fun, adventurous game so far. More behind the scenes here with our broadcast and on the field. And they're going to warn the Mudcats side of the field. I think they're still upset with that missed call of Wise being hit by a pitch. And they were upset. And they're probably still chirping a little bit. And so he's going to book them and kind of warns them that next kind of talking back to, they're going to be thrown out.
Yeah. For me, just the person I am, I would keep chirping too. It's just something I can't get over.
And so that pitch is taken 2-0 to Campos. One-0 is hit into the gap. We'll see if that one comes down, and Campos hits into the gap yet again, this time in the left center field gap. And Campos will settle at second base with a lead-off double.
Campos with a triple in the first inning and now a double.
Yeah, a couple legs of the cycle here. He'd be a little premature. But definitely a great start from Campos. We saw him in the first inning hit one to the right center field gap. That one he pulled perfectly into the left center field gap, and the righties taking advantage of that lefty-righty matchup. And so that'll bring up Hank Pancratz, who scored Campos with a sac fly in the first inning for an RBI. So no official at-bat with an RBI for Pancratz, the third baseman. He will take that first pitch for ball one. So Lara looks in with the speedy Campos at second base. That one's in the dirt. 2-0.
Yeah, Lara is trying to get back to throwing the low pitches, but he's not finding the strike zone at the moment.
Yeah, potentially being in the stretch for the first time in a little while. You have to find your feel, and he steps off the mound. Looks into the sign from Acosta. Comes set, 2-0. Campos standing at second base. And the pitch is chopped to the third base side. Shortstop going to have to make a great play, and he does not. Gets past Bradley, so Pancratz will get aboard.
Yeah, it looks like he might have misjudged the bounce a little bit and just threw him off.
And a little miscommunication, too, from Vitug. I thought Vitug had an angle to potentially get that ball as well, but he broke to third base, and Bradley was the only person who could potentially make that play, and it just chopped away from him, and no chance to make that play. And good play by Campos not to try and advance on that play. And so Campos will stay at second base. Pancratz will reach first on that single for Garland Webster. He takes that pitch inside and low. Ball one. Webster grounded out to short on a first pitch swing to end the first inning. Here with the RBI situation for the shortstop.
If he could just get both runners into scoring position, it would be a great at-bat for Webster and great for the Hounds.
And he takes again. Jumps ahead in the count 2-0. Lara with the pitch, and that one is laced into the outfield. Wise calling off the left fielder. Puts it away for out number one. So with that, they'll bring up the DH, Tyler Stover. So Stover flew out to the first baseman, Nick Perez, who made a nice adjustment with a high pop-up and kind of drifted towards foul territory, and it drifted back into fair, and Perez put it away for the first out to lead off the bottom of the second here with an RBI opportunity with Campos standing at second. Lara with the pitch. That was fouled off. 0-1.
Yeah, I'm predicting Tyler takes this one to the outfield.
So we'll see if your prediction comes true. 0-1 count with 1 out. 2 runners on. That one's in the dirt and gets away from Acosta. Both runners are going to advance. Acosta tried to throw out Campos, but not in time for the speedy Campos. So good base running from both runners.
Yeah, it's great awareness just to know that if you advance, then you could easily get into scoring position.
So 1-1 to Tyler Stover. Now with that pitch is taken 2-1. Anything hit to the outfield could score Campos. We saw in the first inning him tag and score. But we also saw a great throw from Joey Morris in left field. So maybe Tyler wants to go opposite field here. And that one is laced foul towards the right side.
Yeah, I think you and Tyler are on the same page right now.
Yeah, if you're Stover, you just kind of have to take the pitch and drive it to where it's located. You don't want to obviously be pull heavy or push heavy for that matter.
Look at Pancratz's lead.
That one's hit right back up the box, and with Pancratz's lead at second base, he is going to score easily, and it trickles past Wise. Stover thought about advancing to second, but thought better of it. So Stover with a 2 RBI single. Rock Hounds leading out 5-0.
In a way, my prediction was right because it bounced to the outfield.
Just like you said, Anthony. He did hit it to the outfield, and with the lead by Pancratz, Wise tried to charge the ball as fast as he could, and there you see the smiling face of Matt Campos and an inadvertent intermission, and hopefully we will get back to the field. Ambuel hit to the opposite field. There you see the end result of that play as Ambuel with the opposite field single has runners at first and second.
The Rock Hounds are definitely feeling it right now. They have all the momentum in the world.
Oh my God, that was terrible. Sorry, guys.
So 2 runners on, Stover and Ambuel, and Kirby Broadbent, who tripled and scored in the second. Going to try and drive in Stover, standing at second base. I think you definitely approved this walk-up music more than the Barbie Girl one.
Yeah, I think so.
That pitch is taken high, 1-0. So Laura swung on and missed. 1-1 is the count.
You could tell he wanted to take that one out. Yeah, I think he put all his power into that one.
Yeah, that was definitely in the zone for Broadbent to drive to the gap. We'll see how he does here. 1-1. Taken inside, 2-1. So Lara, even though he's been able to locate low a little bit, everything he's left up high, the Rockhounds have been able to barrel up, and they've touched across runs in all 3 innings so far. That one's taken 3-1. They scored once in the bottom of the first, twice in the bottom of the second, and twice here with an opportunity for more with Tyler Stover standing at second, the speedy Jared Ambuel standing at first, and Broadbent with a great hitters count here, 3-1. Taken high, and he'll walk to load the bases.
You can tell that the Rockhounds, they have officially taken Lara off his game, because now he's not even throwing into the strike zone. He's trying to make them chase all of their pitches, and he's just thrown off right now.
And there's nobody in the Mudcats bullpen to relieve Lara, so this is his inning. And Kevin Wong will take a pitch for ball 1. Struck out in the second on 3 pitches. Looking here with the bases loaded. And the third baseman, Vito, playing in. Swings and misses. Evens the count 1-1.
And he swung so hard he fell off balance.
Hey, if Adrian Beltre in the majors, sometimes he swings and falls to his knee and it goes out of the ballpark. So maybe trying to channel his inner Beltre as that pitch is taken. Strike 2.
What's that pitcher? I think he plays for the Mets. Cologne.
What about him?
Cologne. He swings really hard.
Oh yeah, and his helmet falls off. Yeah. That one is hit into right field. It's gonna land fair. Ambule comes to score. Stover comes to score. Broadbent will stay at third base. So a 2 RBI double for Kevin Wong. And the Rockhounds lead 7-0.
Yes, like I said, they're just hot right now. They're feeling themselves.
So that'll bring up Joey Dotson, who singled in his first at-bat, and they'll have a meeting at the mound to try and calm down Lara, maybe get somebody down to the bullpen.
Yeah, it seems like everybody came into that group meeting except for the outfield because, you know, that's a long walk back.
Yeah. It's a lonely job being an outfielder. Sometimes you'll see the outfielders kind of huddle together and talk to each other just because it's kind of lonely. They're just kind of sitting out there with their thoughts to themselves. Just a lonely job being a center fielder, right fielder, left fielder.
Yeah, when I used to play outfield and we had moments like these, I would just play in the grass.
And so the Jeopardy timer is almost up as the umpire comes to break up that meeting. And so the situation here in the bottom of the third, 4 runs have come across. Joey Dotson is batting with Wong and Broadbent in scoring position. And he capitalized with Broadbent standing at their last inning, actually, with the RBI single. And they're going to play in on the infield, try and protect the run.
It seems like we're in like a deja vu moment, except for there's a runner at second.
Yeah, eerily similar. As Lara with the first pitch taken high, 1-0. Dotson worked a full count, so we'll see if he works a full count here. It's definitely deja vu. That one's taken, ball 2, 2-0.
I wonder if he's thinking bunt, actually.
Probably not, just because they're playing in on the infield, all 4 infielders, and on the grass, and that one's popped up high as Bowles is trying to race back, cannot make the play, so Broadbent will score, and that's where the drawn-in infield backfires. Just a sky-high pop-up by Dotson. Normally a routine play for a second baseman. He had a rush to try and make a great over-the-shoulder catch, and he wasn't able to.
And like I was saying earlier, the sun plays a big factor in these moments.
So the 5th run comes across. Wong advances to third on the play. And so Chase Grant trying to join the party with the hits, as Grant and Garland Webster are only 2 Rockhounds not to get a hit so far in this game. Grant 0 for 2. Fly out and a strikeout. Swings and misses. Strike 1. But it's a good sign when your leadoff hitter in 3 innings has 3 at-bats. It means your offense is really cooking.
Yeah. And we're only in the 3rd inning, so 3 is the magic number.
And Grant laces one into right field, and it bounces fair and bounces high off the wall. Driscoll throws in. The speedy Grant is going to motor his way into third base easily for a 2 RBI triple.
I thought it was out of there the way the ball just left the bat. It was just like a line drive.
Yeah, there at the high fence here at Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium went against Chase Grant. If you had a low fence, that could potentially get out because he really laced that one on a line drive. Not a lot of trajectory on that one, so just hit right off the base of the wall and bounced straight up high. Allowed the speedy Grant to get in there easily for a triple. Speaking of triples, Matt Campos with a triple and a double in this inning, so they batted around. My scorebook looks so messy, folks, with all the runs scored here. Campos, dribbler to the shortstop. Bradley tries to make a great play. Campos beats it out. Grant scores. Campos with an RBI single.
Now he just needs a home run.
There you go. We predicted. We're in the business of making predictions. And they're going to take the ball away from Angel Lara. So Lara with a difficult afternoon. They are going to actually throw out one of the coaches as well. Maybe somebody on the bench. So again, Anthony, we talked about the chirping from the Mudcat side of things.
I think they just threw out Laura. I don't see any other coaches really moving.
Yeah, we'll see who leaves the stadium. But an interesting move. Somebody either on the bench or Angel Lara himself has been thrown out.
Yes, because I know Laura was chirping at him and looking directly at him. So.
Yeah, I thought he was looking at us, and he's like, I can feel the venom past the umpire, and we got some residual hateful looks there from Lara.
Like what did we do? We're just
calling the game. Yeah. So 8 runs have come across in this bottom of the third. And my theme song just came on. I wish it was a little bit taller. I definitely wish that. And new pitcher is Brendan Natuzzi, pitcher out of Willamette University. You'll see him warm up a little bit. And Anthony, kind of give a recap of what's happened so far here in this bottom of the third that's led to this offensive surge from the Rockhounds.
Well, the Rockhounds, they came out strong. They only developed 1 out so far. The bats have just been hitting. They've just been hitting the ball consistently, batted around through the whole inning, and they threw Laura off his game, and that's what caused this big run to happen.
And so Natuzzi, so far in the summer season, 13 innings pitched, allowed 18 hits, walked 8, allowed 9 earned runs for a 6.23 ERA and a 2.0 whip.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see how the pitching change will change the pace of the game and see if he could come out and do better than Laura or do what Laura did in the first inning and attack the strike zone and make them hit grounders and pop flies throughout the game. And I love this song by E40. Great choice by Pancratz if he did pick this song to walk out to.
And so Pancratz will bat here with Campos standing at first. He has 3 legs of the cycle, just Campos. Pancratz singled in this inning and scored. Takes the pitch, 1-0. So a long half inning here as Natuzzi tries to get out number 2. So only 1 out recorded. Pancratz fouls that one straight back. Evens the count 1-1.
I thought that was going to be the foul ball to, fall right in front of us, Brian.
Got to get our reflexes ready then, I guess, Anthony. We should broadcast these games with baseball gloves on.
Yeah, because I know I would try to catch it.
That one is hit by Pancratz into the right field side. Campos slows up. No need to be aggressive here in an 11-run ball game. So just take a base at a time. Pancratz with his second single of the inning. So Webster in the tough situation where he's made the 1 out in this half inning. You don't want to make 2 outs in 1 inning if you're Garland Webster. So we'll see what he does here with 2 runners on.
What if he gets all 3 outs?
That'd be a tough day for the shortstop, Garland Webster.
I bet in practice they would just get on him. Like, oh, 3rd inning, you got all 3 outs. Huh?
Hopefully he doesn't hear this part of the broadcast as he takes a pitch 1-1.
He will.
We'll remind him.
Yeah.
We'll send Mel or McKenna to make sure Garland hears this bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah. Maybe we could get Mel, you know.
And that one's chopped slowly to the shortstop. He charges. He's going to make a nice throw to get Webster. Going to advance both runners, but does make the 2nd out. I think we jinxed him. I think that's our fault.
Just don't get number 3, Webster.
Yeah, that would be tough. If they batted around again in this 3rd and he got the 3rd out, that'd be a tough day. We'll bring up Tyler Stover with 2 runners in scoring position, singled and scored in this half inning. Also flew out in the 2nd. 1 for 2. Taken outside. Ball 1.
Yeah, they haven't really been pitching to Stover in this game. Because they know once he gets the perfect pitch, it's out of here.
And Natuzzi has an interesting delivery in there for a strike. It's not necessarily a sidewinder, but it's just kind of a low 3/4.
Yeah, I don't know how people throw sidearm. Like, it just seems so uncomfortable.
Yeah, you definitely have to have that muscle memory, and you have to be doing it on purpose because not many people will naturally throw sidearm. As I was taking 2-1. But it does give you a competitive advantage because not too many people throw sidearmed. So if you can get control of it and somehow master it, then you'd have a lot better shot of getting batters out. Just from your uniqueness, as Stover hits this one into the left field side and it's going to trickle to the wall. Both runners will score. Stover will settle in with a 2 RBI double. So 4 RBIs for Tyler Stover in this half inning alone. So that brings up Jared Ambule, singled and doubled. So maybe if he gets a triple here, he and Campos can race each other to try and get a home run and be the first to get a cycle here.
Yeah, they should be placing bets right now. Well, if he gets the other part of the cycle.
And he takes the first pitch for a ball. 1-0. It would be a great opportunity here for Ambule as he takes a pitch for a strike. 1-1 to put a charge into this one into the gap. And he's got plenty of speed to get a triple. And he probably has a little bit more power than Campos. As you can get a good look at Ambule in the box. Takes a pitch, 2-1. Bats with no gloves.
I don't know how he does it. One thing I hate about baseball is like once you make contact with the ball and then the bat shakes. I hate that.
That one's low, 3-1.
Yeah, I used to just drop the bat as soon as I felt that.
It's like it's a taser, you know? Just like, just got to drop it. So a long, long half inning here. 10 runs have come across in this bottom of the 3rd. And he takes a breaking ball. Thought about tossing the bat away. Just kidding. As Ambule laughs it off a little bit.
Yeah, because it looked like a ball to me.
Yeah, I thought it was a little high, and the breaking ball wouldn't come across the plate in the strike zone, but the umpire thought otherwise. Now he gets to toss the bat. He's just giving a preview of what was to come as he takes the walk.
He's like, I'm going to show them first, to give them a little sample of what's to come.
So Kirby Broadbent now, 1 for 1, tripled, walked, scored twice.
What the heck? You scared me.
Yeah, Evan Facenda has me dying laughing over here with the musical choices for their walk-up songs.
As the first pitch is taken for a ball. Yeah, a lot of these guys get multiple walk-up songs. He like changes his mind mid walk-up song.
Hey. Yeah, because I know my friend Christine, who works for the Vallejo Admirals, she said some people choose like 3 songs and then they pick one for like each inning.
And this inning is over because Broadbent hits one to Wise for the 3rd and final out. Not before 10 runs come across in this bottom of the 3rd. We head to the top of the 4th, 13-0.
Hey there, I'm Matt Campos. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Okay, back in the top of the 4th. 3, 4, 5 hitters. Nick Perez, Ian Acosta, Elijah Ontiveros. It's been a long time since Dustin LeBeat has thrown a pitch, so how do you anticipate him reacting to that long layoff because of the long inning?
Well, I don't think it'll bother him too much because he has nothing to worry about. Up 13-0, he should feel relaxed right now. And then this warm-up, I'm pretty sure he'll get back into the groove of things.
And so Perez, Acosta, Ontiveros have a tough job to try and take a dent here in this 13-0 ball game. We'll see what they have in store in this top of the 4th. First pitch, taking for strike 1. Next pitch is in there, strike 1. Strike 2, excuse me. So 0-2. Perez hit the ball back to LeBeat, who made that nice glove save. And Perez singles here to the right field side. And his second at bat. LeBeat made a great play by knocking the ball. Actually, he almost caught it, and the ball knocked the glove off the hand of LeBeat. And he stayed composed and got Perez. And again, Evan Facenda, DJ extraordinaire, with the kid song for his former teammate Ian Acosta.
Takes you back to like your kindergarten days.
I think LeBeat had a nice laugh at that too. Another guy in Acosta wears no gloves. Takes that first pitch for a strike. And hey, baseball guys are superstitious. If Ian Acosta hits a home run here, head, shoulders, knees, and toes is going to be his walk-up song for a while.
Yeah, maybe for the rest of his life.
I know. So let's hope for Ian's sake that he hits a home run here.
Especially if he makes it to the pros. I would love to see that.
He takes a ball, and then once he becomes famous, he gets sponsorships from Head and Shoulders. See, now we're thinking ahead here for Mr. Acosta.
Yeah, hey, trying to plan out his life.
And all from a song from Evan Facenda.
Yeah.
So no outs. Perez at first. Acosta takes the 1-1 pitch inside. 2-1.
If you had a choice, what would your walk-up song be?
I'm actually a fan of pro wrestling.
Oh.
So I would choose some pro wrestling entrance. Some classic, like, do you smell what the Rock is cooking? Something like that. And then you just walk up with the swagger of like a pro wrestler. And that one is hit into center field. Dotson broke back. Now he breaks in, but he has plenty of time to put it away for out number 1.
He was a couple of feet from being sponsored by Head and Shoulders.
But that was not in the fates, as Acosta flies out to Dotson. Now Elijah Onaveros, who grounded out to third baseman Hank Pancratz to lead off the second. So LeBeat 1 out. Perez standing at first. Gets out of the way of that high pitch. 1-0.
Hey, if you're down 13 runs, you got to take the hit.
And hey, you're a catcher. You're tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the opposite. You're down 13-0. I'm not getting a bruise over a 13-0 game. That was taken 1-1. That's why I don't play baseball.
Hey, I feel you on that one, Brian.
LeBeat looks in, 1-1. That was taken inside, strike 2. Caught the corner there. And looks like LeBeat hasn't had too much trouble here after sitting that long half inning. Gotten settled down now after Perez single to lead off this half inning.
Yeah, it just takes a couple of pitches to get back in the groove.
That one's in the dirt. Nice block by Wong. 2-2. The beat comes set. And the pitch is hit towards Pancratz, and it's going to get in the hole between the shortstop and the third baseman. So single for the DH. Brings runners at first and second. Now 1 out for the right fielder, Michael Driscoll. And let's anticipate this walk-up song.
I watched the spider out. Out came the sun.
Sunshine? What is this, the remix? That's not in the original. A Gain. Wow, it's a Canadian version.
Hey.
So it's Itsy Bitsy Spider Canadian remix for the Wilsey Wood product. Solano Falcon, Michael Driscoll.
Yeah, Facenda has definitely taken me back to my elementary days.
Yeah, it's only the 4th inning. Think about that.
Yeah.
We still got 4 more innings, 4 or 5 more innings. And so LeBeat, with that first pitch ball, falls behind the count to Driscoll. 1-0. That one's hit into center field. Dotson racing back. Got to put that one. Oh, he does not. It goes over the head of Dotson. Perez rounding third, coming in to score. Driscoll will settle at second base with the RBI double.
So since he got the double, is Itsy Bitsy Spider his new theme song?
I better hope so. When spring comes around next year, if Michael Driscoll doesn't walk up to Itsy Bitsy Spider, I'll be a little disappointed.
Yeah, me too.
So first run for the Mudcats. Brings up the third baseman, Jared Vitug. Struck out. The only strikeout for the Mudcats in this game. In a strikeout situation here with 2 runners in scoring position, 1 out. That one's hit back up the middle. Webster makes a nice sliding play and guns out Vitug easily. Onavera scores on the play, but nice play again by Garland Webster in the field.
Yeah, one thing I never knew how to do properly when I played baseball was slide.
No?
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I tried, and I remember sliding for like 1 second, then I just rolled.
You might be too big to slide, man.
Yeah, I might be, yeah.
The centripetal force of all of Anthony Williams cannot slide on a baseball field, as that one is fouled by Maxwell Bradley. Singled to lead off the third, but did not score in that third inning. And so Labitte here has given up 2 runs. Still 11-run ball game. 0-1 count to Bradley. In there for strike 2. So follows up with a nice breaking ball to catch Bradley off guard.
Yes, it definitely caught him off guard. I thought it was going to be a little too much on the inside, but it was just perfect.
So commanding count here, 0-2. That one's hit to Webster. Cannot make the play. Hit too sharply for the shortstop, so that will bring home another run. Third run comes across. 13-3 is your score.
Maybe the Mudcats can rally in this in this inning like the Hounds did last inning.
Yeah, have quite a way to go. 3 runs isn't 10, but it's definitely a nice start to chip away and try and get back in this ball game.
Yes, and for every run, your pitcher is getting more relaxed,
Yeah, especially Natuzzi, who came in the middle of an inning.
Yes, but they, like you said, they still have a lot of work to do.
So the runner at first will be Bradley, who has singled twice now. To Jack Bowles. Was out on a fielder's choice on a nice play by Garland Webster. Webster has another nice opportunity. That one kicks off the heel of his glove, does not make a throw. Safe play. Bowles will reach.
Wow, he definitely put a lot of power into that fake throw.
Yeah, trying to catch Bradley, maybe over-aggressive, and on the throw he could potentially keep rounding second base and try to take third. If you make a convincing fake, you could potentially get him off the bag and try and tag him out.
Yeah, it looks like he would have threw out his shoulder on that one.
He'll need the trainer on that fake. As Wise takes a breaking ball high, ball 1. Wise 0 for 2, flown out a couple of times. Last one was able to advance Bradley, who was standing at second base, to third. Here with the runner at second, runner at first, takes pitch inside, 2-0. So behind in the count is Wise, 2-0 to Destin Labitte. That one's taken high, 3-0. Labitte comes set, 3-0. Taking for strike 1.
As Labitte, he needs to get back to throwing those low pitches. He had a great stretch of throwing the breaking balls and catching the batters off guard, but now he needs to get through the innings like 1, 2, 3 so he can save his energy.
That chopper gets through past Pancratz. They round third and scores easily is Bradley. So Wise with an RBI single now, and now it's 13-4.
Don't call it a comeback, Brian.
I know. And so the pitching coach, Robbie Rogers, will talk to his pitcher, Labitte, and what seemingly was an innocent inning has now spiraled for Dustin Labitte, who is in command here. And now his team is only up 9. Thank goodness for the offense exploding in that bottom of the third. He has plenty of cushion. So Rogers really trying to calm down his pitcher. You only need one more out. Joey Morris trying to prevent that and trying to bat around in this inning.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think Facinda's supposed to play that.
Not for the home team, no. Maybe he's just a fan of Jeopardy. I don't know.
Now we're going back to the middle school days.
I'm wondering if where Mel Fuller is, she would have loved this song choice.
Yeah,
Think
she's
she
in the
left?
bathroom. You know.
Yeah.
You know, she has to use it about at least 3 times, you know, during the game.
She has the bladder the size of a baseball.
Yeah, you know, too much water.
Yeah. Too much Chick-fil-A.
Like that too.
Yeah. So 2 runners on for Joey Morris, who is a 1 for 2, and he laces 1 foul. So that chat with pitching coach Robbie Rogers allowed LeBeat to get in the strike zone there. 1-0. 0-1, excuse me. That was taken high. Evens the count 1-1. They're starting to stretch a little bit in the Rockhounds bullpen. Somebody just getting loose.
Just in case the Mudcats do pull off a rally, they'll have somebody ready in the bullpen.
That one's chopped foul. 1-2. Rolling the top of the 4th. Rockhounds lead 13-4. Dustin will be in a little bit of trouble here with Wise at first, Bowles at second. But ahead in the count to Joey Morris, 1-2. Taken inside, 2-2.
He just has to concentrate on getting this last out so he could get out of this inning and bring his hot batters back up.
That one is hit very well into left field. Ambule is looking up. That one's going to hit off the bottom of the wall. That's going to score 2, as it's going to be a ground rule double, so that's actually only going to score 1 run, as it bounced over that opening in the left field fence. As you can see at the top of your screen, there's a little indentation on the fence, and it bounced over that part. So Wise will have to go back and stand at third base, but Joey Morris with the RBI ground rule double.
That's like the only odd part of this baseball field. It's like high gate, low gate, low gate, high gate, high gate.
It's just one consistent height the entire way except for the scoreboard in left field. And that actually benefited the Rockhounds there because Wise would have scored easily with his speed. As Nick Perez back up, singled and scored to lead off this 4th inning. So they've batted around.
I know the Mudcats are kind of in Levitt's head at this point, but I think he can deal with it and get this last out.
So 2-0 to Nick Perez. That one's in the dirt, blocked by Wong. And they have a base to play with first base open.
Yeah, but with the way the Mudcats are hitting right now, you don't want to play with the bases at this point.
That one's in there for a strike. Yeah, Ian Acosta is on deck, and he has 8 RBIs, which for the starting lineup leads the team. That 3-1 pitch is fouled. 3-2. So good battle here. LeBeat falls behind 3-0. Perez fouls off a couple. 3-2. Man on second and third with Morris standing at second with that ground rule double. Wise standing at third. 5 runs have come across so far. That one's popped into the infield. Webster's calling off everybody, and he puts it away for out number 3. But not before the Mudcats tack on 5 runs, cut the deficit to 8. But the Rockhounds lead 13-5.
Hi, I'm Jed Thag. Thanks for watching. watching the Solano College Sports Network.
So we're back here in the bottom of the fourth. Rockhounds have scored in every half inning so far. In all 3 innings, they've come up to bat. We'll see what they do here in the bottom of the fourth with the 8-9 one-hitters. Kevin Wang, Joey Dotson, Chase Grant. And Brennan Natuzzi finishes up his warm-up pitches. We saw how it affected Labeat, his pitching ability with that long layoff, and the same thing could happen to Natuzzi with him only coming in to get the last batter Broadbent. He has not pitched in a while after the Mudcats batted around in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, especially because Levite started off the game. The Mudcats pitcher, he just came in just last inning and hasn't really thrown as many pitches as Levite. So it's going to be interesting to see how he deals with it.
First pitch swinging from the catcher. He bounces it to second base, and he is gunned out. 1 pitch, 1 out. So that's a good start if you're the new pitcher, Natuzzi. So I'll bring up Joey Dotson with 1 out. He's singled twice, has 2 RBIs, scored once. Not only, I hate to pick on Garland Webster some more, but everybody in the lineup has gotten a hit, and everybody in the lineup has scored a run, except for Primetime. But we will see that at-bat later in this game as Webster takes a first pitch strike.
And he also got 2 outs in the same
I'm
inning.
trying not to pile on, man.
We're just messing with you, Garland.
That one's taken. Ball 1. Evens up the count. And Dotson hits it into the gap. That one's going to bloop right in front of the right fielder. So Joey Dotson 3 for 3, 3 singles. I approve definitely of this walk-up song for the SoCal native, Chase Grant. If you hear him talk like we have for Media Day, he's definitely got the Southern California kind of draw, like, hey, man, what's up, man? And Grant is 1 for 3 with a triple, 2 RBIs, scored a run in that 10-run bottom of the third. Speedy Dotson standing at first as he takes a first pitch strike from Natuzzi, 0-1.
Hey, Brian, you know what I was thinking about just during our last inning break?
What was that?
Remember when, like, if your team was on defense and the other team was batting, and you used to be like, hey, better, hey, better, swing. Like, why don't they do that anymore?
I don't know. Maybe probably because somebody got upset and drilled a guy for distracting him, and that just ended up stopping as that one's taken for strike 2. Something that sort of goes on in softball. There's a lot of chanting going on during the game, and that's something you don't see in baseball.
Yeah. For those of you, born in the 2000s, you probably won't know what I'm talking about.
1-2 to Grant. That one's hit. Wise trying to track under it, and he puts it away for out number 2. Well hit by Chase Grant, but not in a gap or an area where that ball could land in fair territory. So 1 for 4 for Grant. That'll bring up Matt Campos, who is a home run away from the cycle. Triple in the first, double in the third, single in the third, scored 3 runs. And I would say would be a front runner for play of the game.
Yeah,
that was taken.
Definitely at this moment, because he's had a tremendous game so far. Let's see if he could get that home run for the cycle.
One-0. That one is shot foul. So Dotson's still standing at first after that 1-out single. Campos. And Dotson is picked off. And he's going to make it after Perez kind of hesitated, underestimated the speed of Dotson. And Dotson was fortunate because he jumped really early and Natuzzi caught him. But Perez not able to execute that pickle. And Dotson stands at second.
Yeah, he definitely went too early. And I was wondering why he didn't throw it to second, because Joey was like almost there.
He was almost, yeah. He was just a dive away, and he dove, and he was safe. Campos takes that next pitch for a strike 1 and 2.
Yeah, if you just look at Joey, like when he's at the base, he just hops around and it's just so energetic.
That one's fouled back, stays 1 and 2, and of course Joey, that's a baby kangaroo. When they came in for media day this past year, Coach Bobby Campo wanted to call him the Roo, because that's what they all call him apparently. That one's taken, 2 and 2.
Yeah, I could take a nickname like that.
The Roo.
Depending on why you call me that, you know. just don't call me the Roo for nothing.
Two and 2. Taken high. What if you were to nickname Campos at the plate, what would you nickname him?
Sunny D, because he always smiles.
I wasn't talking to you, Mel. That one is taken for a ball. Have a little fun here. It's a blowout. 13-5. Campos walks.
Well, if I
Melanie with the peanut gallery says Sunny D because he's always smiling.
Yeah, I can't really give Campos a nickname because I don't really know him like that. But you know, maybe if I get to know him a little more, maybe I could give him one.
Somebody who does have a nickname that told us, Hank the Tank. Hank Pancratz hits it right back up the box. Joey Dawson's going to score easily. Campos going to settle at second base. So Hank Pancratz with an RBI single.
Yeah, maybe once we get back to the studio, we could just give everybody nicknames.
So that brings up Garland Webster. We talked about him being the lone man out in this lineup. 0 for 3.
He's going to get a hit right here.
And he skies one to center field. Wise looks like he's underneath it. So much for that. And so Garland Webster retired for the third and final out. Rockhounds score 1, and they lead 14-5 heading to the top of the 5th. Top of the fifth. Rockhounds have scored in each of the 4 half innings on the offensive end. Dustin Levitt trying to get this 5th inning under his belt to try and get this win. In this inning, he will be facing the 4, 5, 6 hitters, Ian Acosta, Elijah Ontiveros, and Michael Driscoll.
Yeah, Melanie's just over here looking at herself dance.
As Levitt will continue to warm up. This game has definitely had some peaks and valleys if you're the Rockhounds. More peaks than valleys. Obviously, that last 5-run half inning for the Mudcats, it's not what you want if you're Dustin Levitt. You want something more like the other 3 zeros you put up earlier. So we'll see what he has in store for the 4, 5, 6 hitters. Leading off is Ian Acosta. 0 for 2. Ground out. Grounded. He actually popped one really high, and it landed in fair territory, but he didn't run, so they threw him out. So it's technically a 2-3 put out, and he flew out to center field. First pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1.
Yeah, let's see if Levitt could continue what he did in the first 3 innings that gave the Rockhounds a lot of momentum going forward.
Breaking ball, and their strike 2.
Hey, Julia, can you get him in the center of your shot? He's like kind of off to the left a little bit. Can you give me my
0-2 count to the catcher, Ian Acosta. It's chopped to the third base side, but foul. Stays 0-2.
Yeah, I just heard the next song that Evan has in store.
Oh, can you give a little spoiler?
Um,
Can you give me a hint and have me guess it? Is it another childhood song? It is another childhood song.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll let you know. His best friend is a star.
His best friend is a star. Oh, gotcha. Is his neighbor a squid?
Yeah.
Okay. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the walk-up that's under the sea. 0-2 is chopped to Pancras at third. He settles underneath it and throws out Acosta for the first out. You think it's safe for Driscoll, who's batting third?
I think.
Yeah, Driscoll's gotten the worst of it with the Barbie girl and was the last one for Driscoll? Can't remember.
I think it was either Head and Shoulders or Itsy Bitsy Spider.
It was Itsy Bitsy Spider. So we'll stay tuned for the man on deck. But the man in the box, Elijah Ontiveros, 1 for 2, singled and scored. Also grounded out to third, 1 for 2. Take in for ball. 1-0.
Yeah, you're good.
1-0 pitch from Levitt. Is taken in the dirt. 2-0.
Yeah, around this time, this is where fatigue starts to set in. You know, even though Levitt had a long break, he just hasn't been the same like from the first 3 innings.
Yeah, when you get your rhythm kind of disrupted by long offensive innings, it's pretty hard to pick it back up, as that one's fouled off 2-1. It's just like starting your car and just kind of letting it sit around for a while. It's gonna take a little while for your car to warm back up.
Well,
at least it does for mine, my beat up car.
Oh well, it takes like 5 minutes for mine to warm up.
See, mine too. We're in the same boat. We'll see if Levitt can warm himself back up here in the top of the 5th. That one's in the dirt as well. 3-1.
Yeah. And the catcher seemed to really lost that one as he looked back to the side. Still couldn't find it.
Yeah, sometimes you execute the block and you just hope that it's near you because you don't know exactly where the pitch is. You just throw your body in front and just kind of search everywhere for that ball and hope that you got a piece of it with your blocker, and he did. 3-1 to Ontiveros. Is taken low for the walk. Oh.
He fooled us.
See, maybe he knew we were spies and we were going to announce it. So I think this meeting at the mound has even lengthened it as they're going to take the ball away from LeVite. And imagine being LeVite and having the ball taken from you and walking out to the My Little Pony theme song.
Well,
a little frustrating.
Yeah, I can understand that, but at least it's not like his walk-up song.
That's true. So Jackson Gentes will take the ball and get some warm-up pitches. We've seen him once before here at SCSN. So as we kind of pause here for a pitching break, let's do a little station identification. You are watching the Solano College Sports Network. Watch us on Channel 28, Fairfield Cable Access. You can also check us out on Facebook, Solano College Sports Network, as well as YouTube, Solano College Sports Network. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at SCC_Falcons. There you see our production crew. If you bring up the graphic to the left of that, you can bring up and see on the screen the many ways you can watch SCSN.
And if you're lucky enough, you could catch Melanie dancing on camera.
Yeah, if only we had cables near us, we could catch our broadcast crew dancing to this warm-up song for Jackson Gentes. It's not our crew that's dancing, it's just Melanie.
Yeah, just Melanie.
Just Melanie, or who gave the pregame report.
Yeah, man, she does a lot of things, you know, take selfies and record herself.
I feel like she's like on a reality show that nobody's watching or nobody's recording. And she just assumes that there are cameras everywhere, and she's just always on for the cameras. There we go. New song for Michael Driscoll.
A little Hannah Montana.
And with him being a switch hitter, he has the best of both worlds. Boom. Hannah Montana reference.
You just killed the game, Brian.
Yep.
You just killed it. It's over.
Mic drop except with a pen.
Yep.
That one is taken by Michael Driscoll. One out. Ontiveros is standing at first after that walk by the starting pitcher, LeVite. And Driscoll hits one into center field.
Oh.
And Dodson fields it. So Ontiveros is going to advance to second. Driscoll with a single.
That's officially his new theme song. Oh, there it goes.
SpongeBob SquarePants. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Am I supposed to do the other part while you do it?
Yeah, come on, Brian.
Float like a fish.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
This game is rapidly devolving into karaoke night, which we all want to do. 14-5 is the score. V-Tug takes that pitch for a ball.
A couple of childhood memories, you know. But for our young broadcasters like Julia,
yeah,
they don't know anything about that. Yeah, you know, born in the 2000s, I believe.
I know.
Maybe 99, 2000.
Like what were they, like 2 or 3 when SpongeBob came out?
Yeah.
In 99, 98.
Maybe not even born.
V-Tug fouls that one back.
Oh, that one was close.
Yeah, it's getting closer. Ever since you brought up the topic of us getting hit, it's just inching closer and closer. There was one earlier in the second inning that bounced pretty far back, and that one was right behind us.
It's going to happen one day, Brian.
It is, and I hope we're in the broadcast booth together, Anthony. That one's taken for strike 2. So Gentes has given up a single to the first batter he's faced. That one's taken for a ball, close.
Yeah, the pitcher, he's still warming up. You know, those little warm-up pitches before the inning, they don't really get you in the groove until you really start pitching to other people.
And that one's hitting the hole. They're going to send. No, they're going to hold up the runner on Averos. So the bases will be loaded. So Vita, with his first hit, 1 for 3, loads the bases for Maxwell Bradley, who has 2 hits.
Yeah, Bradley having a big game for the Mudcats. Ever since you brought up his stat line, he's been out to get you, Brian.
I know.
Basically, you know.
I kind of threw a little shade at him just because he's hitting under 200, but he has 2 hits. That one's in there for a strike. So only 1 out here in the top of the 5th. No runs have come across, but the bases are loaded. That was a nice block from the catcher, because if that gets by him, Onaveros could score easily. So even the count 1-1. That one's hit foul, 1-2.
What if Bradley hits a home run and then just looks at you and does a bat flip? Like, as a broadcaster, what do you do at that point, Brian?
I'm going to rip through this net and charge the mound.
Just meet him at second base.
Yeah. That one's hit to the first base side. Broadbent, he's going to take the sure out at first base. He kind of took his time. They're going to throw to third, try and catch Driscoll, but not in time. Broadbent kind of trotted over there, and Bradley was hustling. Give him credit. But he gets an RBI on the fielder's choice. Everybody advances a base. Onaveros scores. So the first run of this half inning cuts the lead 14-6 now. That brings up Jack Bowles. 2 fielders' choices reached on the second one. Was out on the first one. Takes first pitch strike. You know, with Bradley, leadoff single in the third. He grounded one to Garland Webster, made a great play to get Bowles at first. Second play, he reached, and he swings and misses 0-2 and scored in that 5-run 4th inning. So we'll see if he can't get a couple RBIs here. Be the first of this ball game for Bowles. That one's hit foul.
Yes, the pitchers in today's game have been making Bowles chase a lot of pitches, and he's falling for every single one of them.
You get a look at V-Tug at second base. Driscoll is standing at third. 2 outs. That one's in the dirt for ball 1. All sorts wrong with our scoreboard on the screen. There's a runner at third. There's 2 outs. It's a 1-2 count. There you get Jackson Gentes.
Yes, I think somebody's slipping over there.
Campos tries to make a nice diving play. Cannot. He'll score 2 runs. Driscoll comes home. Vita comes home. So the Mudcats cut it now 14-8. So that brings up Marcus Wise, single, RBI.
Yeah, you know, the scoreboard still hasn't changed.
I doubt it'll change for a while. That one's taken for a ball. Low and away. No activity in the bullpen for the Rockhounds. So this is Jackson Gentes' inning. Still needs 1 more out. That one, snap throw, low in the dirt, gets past Broadbent. So Bowles will run for second base. Thought he had a chance to get to third, but nice play by Chase Grant to get that ball in time, not let him advance another extra 90 feet.
Yeah, but at least you see the pitcher going back to the low pitches, trying to force some groundouts to get out of this inning.
That's something, though, that Coach Ayers mentioned with Alexis Rojas, that he wanted to clean up the free bases. And there you saw with that throw by the catcher trying to get that runner at first, the inaccurate throw allows an extra 90 feet. And now if Wise gets a hit, the speed of Bulls could potentially score, and you get that lead cut down to 14-9, only a 5-run ball game. That one's hit sky high. See who has it. The catcher does. Nice play by Wong, and he puts it away for out number 3. Not before, though. Mudcats score 3 runs. So the Rockhounds lead 14-8, headed to the bottom of the 5th.
If you have an interest in a career in sports broadcasting,
Whether it's behind the scenes or on camera,
then this is the class for you.
Class is held every Wednesday from 1:30 to 4:30 in room 121 alongside the library building.
For more information, contact Greg Poff. That's me at solano.edu.
we hope to see you here next semester. And remember,
It's more than just sports. It's an education.
So Natuzzi back on the mound, trying to keep the Rockhounds to no runs in a half inning for the first time this ball game. All 4 half innings they have scored. 1 in the bottom of the first, 2 in the bottom of the second, 10 in the bottom of the third, and 1 last half inning. And here you'll start seeing some substitutions in a 6-run ball game. And yes, it is a 6-run ball game. Don't let that scoreboard fool you. Yeah. It's 14-8. And manager Andrew Ayers talked to the umpires about a pinch hitter, and that will be Jed Fagg. Pinch hitting for Tyler Stover, who ended up going 2 for 3 with a single, a double, 4 RBIs. Both hits, all 4 RBIs, were in the 3rd inning.
Little ice dice.
See, this one, I have no idea what this is. See, this is me showing my age. I have no idea what this is. Enlighten me, Anthony. What are the line signs?
Little Einsteins. I haven't really seen the show, but I know it was like in a lot of memes and like different videos.
Oh,
so
gotcha.
It kind of got catchy to me.
First pitch from Natuzzi. It's taken for a ball by Jed Fagg, the third baseman out of Yarborough College. Going to be pinch hitting for Tyler Stover at the DH spot, so he's not going to go in the field.
Yeah, I bet he's happy about that.
Yeah, he gets to chill out in the dugout in the shade as takes a pitch low 2-0. As the shadows are creeping in a little bit onto Billy and Louise Yarborough Stadium. There you see a good shot from behind home plate of the shadows. As Fagg rolls one over. Foul. You're used to that shot, Anthony? Being usually our lead camera guy behind the plate?
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of passing the torch to Elizabeth right now. So.
How's she doing with the torch? Has she dropped it yet, or?
Oh no, she still has it firmly.
As that one's fouled off, 2-2. Yeah, that's the thing about that ball fouled straight back is it messes with our camera lines tied to the fence back here.
Yeah, but I'd rather have it mess with the lines than hit me.
That's for sure. As that one is laced foul. Everybody giving Coach Rogers a little
hard time.
Hard time. Not making the play there from the former Solano pitcher.
Yeah, you got to make that play, Coach. You can't, you can't teach it and then not make the play.
He's like, I don't have a glove. I was a pitcher. I wasn't a fielder.
No excuses.
2-2. That one is swung on and missed for a strikeout. So that'll bring up left fielder Jared Ambuel. 2 for 2, single, double, and a walk. 3 plate appearances. Ambuel can't believe the song selection. I think he's getting it pretty easy considering some of the other ones that have been passed along.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'd rather have that than Barbie Girl.
As Ambuel hits this one high, shortstop. Bradley makes the play.
And then on top of that, they're the Rock Hounds, so it goes perfect,
Yeah.
you know.
But 2 quick outs here from Natuzzi as the potential for the first scoreless inning for the Rock Hounds. And the Mudcats have scored in each of the last 2 half innings. So they have a little bit of momentum building. If Natuzzi can get Broadbent here, get his offense back on the field, they could cut this lead even further. Broadbent takes that pitch for a ball. 1 for 2, triple an RBI and scored in the second, walked and scored in the third, and flew out to end that long bottom of the third inning. That one's taken for a strike.
Just look at the size difference between Broadbent and Natuzzi.
Yeah, you can see both of them in your shot right there from center field. That one is hooked. Foul. Got ahead on that one. He liked that location, wanted to put a charge into that one. Just out in front just a tad for a foul.
Yeah, just a little later, and it would have been in play.
And the shadows aren't quite a factor for the hitters yet because the ball stays in the light the entire time. But once those shadows creep in, as Broadbent fouls that one back, it starts messing with the batter's eye because it goes from light to dark back to light. And that's no fun for either side. So Broadbent with a 1-2 count, taken for a ball. 2-2.
Yeah, so I like how Natuzzi's he's giving him a different view for every pitch. Like one pitch might be inside, the next pitch low, next pitch outside.
That was taken high and inside. Ball 3.
It feels like he's thrown like 10 pitches. Or is it just me?
I think it's just you. You're showing how tired you are, Anthony.
Yeah, it happens.
UPS life.
Nightlife.
That one swung on and missed, so Natuzzi gets 2 strikeouts this half inning. First 1-2-3 inning for the Mudcat pitchers against the Rockhounds. Rockhounds don't score for the first time in a half inning, and so we'll head to the top of the 6th. Rockhounds lead 14-8.
Hi, I'm Jed Thag. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
Genties finishing up his warm-up pitches will face the 2-3-4 hitters for the Mudcats after the Rockhounds failed to score for the first time in the ballgame. So you get a look at the manager for the Solano Mudcats. Joey Morris 2 for 3, single, double, RBI. So good production out of the 2-hole. We'll be batting first. So the first pitch from Gentes, and therefore strike one. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, evens the count 1-1.
He's kind of speeding up the pitches now as he just gets ready.
He's working a lot quicker with no one on base. It's always tough to come mid-inning with people on base. That one's taken low, 2-1. You get a fresh inning, you got no one on, so you can kind of dictate the pace yourself when you're the pitcher. 2-1 in the dirt, 3-1. But hey, he's falling behind here and quickly. So you don't want to walk Morris to give them a leadoff base runner, especially after they scored 8 runs in the last 2 innings. Morris with a great inside-out approach and pokes that into right field. Campos actually fields that one, the second baseman. Shows a little of his athleticism to field that one. But Morris with the speed. 3 for 4 now for the 2-hole hitter. That brings up Nick Perez. 1 for 3. Grounded it back to the pitcher. Singled and scored. And flew out to the shortstop. And he takes a first pitch strike. 0-1.
Yeah, he has to get back to attacking the strike zone because he's kind of falling off a little bit.
That one's high. Wong looked at the runner at first, decided not to throw. And Perez, being a left-handed batter, has that pull side open. That one's taken. 2-1. We've seen both sides take advantage of holes in the defense. That was taken 2-2. And Perez's single was to that side as well. So you got to believe he wants to take advantage of that hole if he can. But 2-2 is fouled off. Stays alive.
A great battle going on. The pitcher just needs to just get the pitches a little lower to force the double play if he can.
That one's way high. Lost the feel of that breaking ball, and it was an easy take for Perez. Almost hit him, in fact.
So in a moment like that, with a runner on first, would you take the hit?
I would, yeah. Especially with it's a breaking ball, so it's not going to hurt as much. That's my first priority. Got to protect the moneymaker. And then the fact that you've scored 8 runs in the last 2 innings, I feel confident in my offense. And the guys behind me have produced. So you got to trust your lineup. And luckily for Perez, he took that 3-2 pitch high for ball 4. So now 2 runners are on, no outs, and no activity in the Rockhound bullpen. Taken for strike 1 is Ian Acosta, the cleanup hitter. Catcher is 0 for 3. Ground out to the catcher. Flown out to center field and ground out to the third baseman in his 3 at-bats. Taken high, 1-1. So Gentes looking to get a control of his arsenal. That was fouled off, 1-2. And one thing that could be an advantage for Gentes is now the shade from the trees is creeping over the pitcher's mound. So if you can affect the eyesight of the hitters, you can maybe get a double play here with the slow catcher in the batter's box. Taken, 2-2.
Gentes just has to just get the ball in the strike zone. The pitches that he's throwing are like off. They're either too inside or too outside or too low.
Swung on and missed. So he'll take that one definitely. Strikes out Ian Acosta swinging, so bad day for Acosta, 0 for 4.
Yeah, I think he hurt me, Brian.
And so that brings up the DH, Elijah Onaveros, 1 for 2, 2 runs scored, singled in the 4th, walked in the 5th, and scored in both of those innings. He also grounded out to 3rd. Takes that pitch high, ball 1.
That's an odd number for a baseball player, 35.
Just fan of Kevin Durant, I guess.
Yeah.
New Bay Area basketball player. That one's fouled off, 1-1. Yeah, I can't think off the top of my head too many 35s in baseball. Or even football, for that matter. There's not many 35s.
Yeah, 35 it wouldn't look right on a football jersey.
Only positions are maybe running back or cornerback. Maybe a
Fullback.
safety, fullback. Fullbacks are usually in the 40s, though. I usually see those fullbacks.
They get a lot of weird numbers.
That one taken for a strike, 2-2. It must be Durant. Process of elimination. That one's fouled off. Good battle here. As there is activity now in the Rockhound bullpen. Looks like Wyatt McCampbell is warming up.
Yeah, they're probably going to pull him after this inning, maybe.
Yeah, he definitely does not have the longest leash out there as he takes that pitch high. If Onaveros reaches here, you got to believe that he may get one more batter, if that. It depends how warmed up McCampbell is in the Rockhound bullpen. Full count. Taken for strike 3, looking. So back-to-back strikeouts for Jackson Gentes. That's huge from the pitcher. And that brings up Michael Driscoll, who's actually done really well since the walk-up music thing has started. Double and scored in the 4th. Singled and scored in the 5th. Maybe it just relaxes him, you know, and puts him in a nostalgic kind of mindset.
But what I want to know is this like on YouTube or is it just in his music library?
That'd be pretty sad. As that one is hit straight at Pancras for out number 3. We will not get the answer to that question. Find out if we will when we come back with the bottom of the 6th. So you get a good listen to the playlist of Evan Facenda. Keeps up with the variety. 8-9 one-hitters for the Rockhounds due up. Kevin Wong, Joey Dodson, and Chase Grant. Natuzzi has done a great job out of the bullpen, settling things down after Angel Lara gave up 13 runs in his 3 innings, 3+ innings.
Yeah, and Lara only averaging 2.4 earned runs per game. It was definitely different to see the Rockhounds get 13 runs out of him.
And so we will see the catcher, Huang, 1 for 3, double, scored, struck out, and grounded out to the second baseman in his 3 at-bats. First pitch from Natuzzi, taking for a ball, 1-0.
Run, Rogers, run.
There you see Coach Robbie Rogers running out to fulfill his first base coach duties. Didn't want to run out mid-first pitch, be distracting. That one is in there for a strike.
Yeah.
Got a little Baywatch run there. Looked like he was running slow motion.
That would be crazy if like he ran while the pitch was being thrown, and then Wong like fouled it back.
Oh, that would not be fun for Coach Rogers.
Yeah.
Is that one taken for ball 2?
Hey, maybe he'll be happy if they just get the win though. Like if they lose and that happens, then he's going off on everybody. But
yeah,
if you get the win, maybe he'll be okay.
He'll be okay with everybody but the guy in the box. That one's hit into center field. Wise tracking under it, puts it away for out number 1. So now regular walk-up music for Joey Dotson. 3 for 3. You don't want to mess up that. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and his 3 singles. I'll let you enjoy his walk-up song like you do, Anthony. I usually hear you on the headset when I'm producing and you're on the camera.
Yeah, you know, got to get a little singing in.
So 1 out here, bottom of the 6th. And we haven't really talked about the philosophy of batting Joey Dotson 9th. That one's hit over the head of the shortstop into center field. Speed of Dotson. He's going to push it. He's going to run towards second base, and he is going to be out by a good length. And Dotson a little over-aggressive there.
A little.
But he gets his 4th single. He's just throwing out, trying to stretch it to a double.
That's like when you're playing a video game and you want them to stop, but they keep going.
Yeah.
That's what that reminded me of.
So 2 outs, Chase Grant, 1 for 4, 2 RBI triple, and scored in the 3rd. Takes that pitch for a ball. Looking to get on base for Matt Campos. Takes that pitch low for a ball.
Yeah, maybe Grant rips one and tries to hit the airplane that just flew by. If he does, we have to check him, you know.
That one's hit into right field. Driscoll dives. It gets past Driscoll. Grant's going to be running for a while as it gets to the wall. He's going to get in to third base with his 2nd triple of the afternoon. So 2 for 5, 2 triples for Chase Grant in the leadoff spot. That brings up Matt Campos, the second baseman. 3 for 3, a single, a double, a triple, and a walk.
He just needs a home run now.
Just needs that home run, and him being a right-handed batter, I'm looking towards that left field scoreboard. Maybe sneak one out.
Or hope that it doesn't get robbed.
That too. That one's pitched outside, ball 1. But I think Natuzzi's very aware that Campos has had a great day at the plate. That one wasn't even close, so we'll see if they maybe pitch around Campos. Natuzzi comes set. Swung on and missed by Campos, strike 1.
I think that could have been the one.
We'll see if he gets another one.
Speaking of 1, his jersey number is 1.
Mm-hmm. Natuzzi with the breaking ball, hit into center field. Wise is underneath it, puts it away for out number 3. So a 2-out triple by Chase Grant does not come across the score as the Rock Hounds lead 14-8. We'll head to the top of the 7th.
Hi, I'm Jed Fag. Thanks for watching the Solano College Sports Network.
7, 8, 9 due up for the Mudcats in this 14-8 ball game. Jared Vitug, Maxwell Bradley, Jack Bowles. Vitug in his last at-bat singled and scored in the 5th inning. Genties back out there. Pitches a ball in the dirt. Ball 1. Ow. Poking myself with my pen. That one hurt.
Oh, don't hurt yourself, Brian. We need you.
Need a pinch hitter. Pinch announcer. That one's taking ball 2. 2-0. That's my TriCaster finger, too. I'm going to be on the DL for 2 weeks. That one is in there for a strike 1.
I've seen the pitcher kind of getting ready. I'm like, he called a timeout.
He pitches that 2-1 pitch in the dirt. 3-1. So Genties falls behind 3-1 to Vitug. And with McCampbell warming up, we'll see how much longer he has, as a nice sliding catch by Jared Ambule in left field gets Vitug for the first out.
Yeah, they've made a lot of great diving catches today.
Yeah, this is as athletic an outfield as you'll find for the Rock Hounds. For all the outfielders that they feature, Dotson's speed is probably the fastest of the 3, but we've seen Grant's speed on the base pass with the triple, and Ambule, he is a dual threat with both his power and his speed. So really athletic outfield for the Rock Hounds here today. As that first pitch is in there for strike 1 to Maxwell Bradley. 2 for 3, 2 singles, and out on a fielder's choice. That one's in the dirt. Evens the count 1-1. I told you before the game, I'm waiting for the day where Ambule, Grant, and Tyler Stover are all in the same outfield together. That is an explosive offensive and defensive outfield for that matter. Dotson charges in, puts it away for out number 2. And all we need is a fly out to right field, and Ambule will get an out. Dotson will get an out. And Grant could potentially get an out here with Jack Bowles, 2 fielder's choices, and a single. Officially 1 for 3 with a run scored.
You know, if you want that outfield, you know, the coach is right there. Just go up to him, you know, buy him some Krispy Kreme donuts maybe. Just be like, hey, can you put this outfield?
I wouldn't spend money to
you got to spend money to get what you want
Okay.
sometimes, Brian.
We got a doubleheader coming this weekend. Maybe one of the games he could fulfill that wish. That pitch is taken for a ball, 3-0. That one was close, though. That one easily taken for ball 4. So walks on 4 pitches, does the second baseman Jack Bowles. That brings up the top of the lineup, Marcus Wise, the center fielder. 1 for 4, single, RBI, and flown out 3 times.
Yeah, center field it's probably one of the positions where you have to be very athletic. You have to have the speed to cover all that space back there.
Especially the corner outfielder. Sometimes coaches will throw like a first baseman out there or a quarter infielder, as Grant will settle under that ball. So I was 1 batter off.
Yeah.
3 outs, 1 to each outfielder. So that 2-out walk to Bowles is not coming across. Mudcats don't score in the top of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 14-8. Bottom of the 7th. 3-4-5 for the Rockhounds. Hank Pancras, the third baseman. Garland Webster, the shortstop, and Jet Fag, the DH. Natuzzi out yet again for the Solano Mudcats. Again, great job by Natuzzi out of the bullpen. Really halted the Rockhounds offense since he's come in. But the offense did its damage early, and they've definitely coasted on that 14 runs that they put up in the first 4 innings.
Yeah, he's done a good job pitching. He's only allowed 1 run since the starting pitcher came out. And now he just has to keep that up and hope that his offense picks it up.
So Pancratz is 3 for 3. Sacrifice fly in the first, singled twice in the third, and singled in the 5th. Taking that first pitch for a ball. Also has 2 RBIs, so great day for the 3-hole hitter. Has yet to be retired. That one's taken in the dirt as well. 2-0.
Yeah, when you see a lot of pitches going into the dirt, then that is a sign for fatigue.
And there is an arm warming up for the Mudcats. A little far to see who it is.
I see.
That one's chopped by Pancratz to the first baseman. We see if he can beat it out with his speed. He cannot. Nice play by the first baseman, Nick Perez. Good communication with the pitcher, Natuzzi. Gets the first out. And so Garland Webster looking to get on track, 0 for 4, 2 grounded outs, 2 flyouts. Grounded out to the shortstop in his first at-bat and his third at-bat. Flew out to center in his second at-bat and his fourth at-bat. So we'll see what he does in his 5th. That one is taken for ball.
This is going to be the one, Brian. I'm telling you.
You called it last time. He flew out to center.
I called it. I kind of late. You know, he already hit the ball.
Can you help Alexis change the battery? Yeah.
If anything, you called it in time, like perfectly in time, because as soon as he swung, you called. So 2-0, taken by Webster.
Yeah, you know, I need to call it earlier, so, you know, because I didn't know he was going to swing on the first pitch last time. I didn't see that
Webster's very aggressive. If he likes that first pitch, he is swinging as he takes that 1 3-0. Obviously, he hasn't liked the first 3 pitches, so has taken all 3. We'll see what he gets. 3-0 from Natuzzi. He takes that one for strike 1. On deck is Jed Fag, the DH. Behind him would be Jared Ambule should Webster or Fag reach base. That one swung on and missed. Full count.
Yeah, he tried to kill that one to the outfield. Even lost his balance a little bit.
Again, Adrian Beltre.
Yeah.
He lands on one knee. But if you barrel the ball, it'll go a long way. Full count, 1 out. That one chopped to the shortstop. Takes a high hop and off the glove of Maxwell Bradley. So, little shortstop. Good luck from Webster as that one bounces too high for Bradley and he reaches. Not sure exactly what you would score that if it was an error, just because it touched his glove. See a smile on your face. Is it the walk-up song again?
Yes.
What's that walk-up song? For the people who could not.
It's from a movie. SpongeBob.
Oh,
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob the movie?
Yeah.
And Fag hits that one into the gap very deep. And it's going to hit off the base of the wall. Webster is rounding third. He is coming home. The cutoff throw is bobbled, so Webster scores easily on that 1-out double by Jed Fag. So Webster was the only one not to score in the starting lineup. That has now been erased as he comes across the plate. Jed Fag, his first RBI, the 5th RBI from a DH for the Rockhounds. Now this is definitely the song for Jared Ambule.
Yeah, I'm starting to think it's in his library.
You can't have all these songs just finding off of YouTube.
I don't know, because they're coming too quick one after another, so.
We will figure this out by the end of this game. We have a couple more innings. He's right next to us.
We're going to have to invite him to the studio to.
We can invite him to the desk here as Ambule hits that one foul. V-Tug thought he could make a play, could not. Both bullpens still active. You got to believe maybe McCampbell comes in for Genties after working another inning. Natuzzi checks on the runner at second. Ambule takes the pitch for a ball.
I hear a little Drake playing in the background.
It's going to be nice to Kirby Broadbent on deck. Ambule hits it sharply to the shortstop. They go to the third base side, and they are going to tag out Jed Fag. So base running mistake from Fag as the ball was hit in front of him, yet he went to try and advance. So Ambule will reach on the fielder's choice. 2 outs. So Kirby Broadbent, 1 for 3. RBI triple, scored, walked and scored, flew out to center, and struck out. 1 for 3. That first pitch is low in the dirt, ball 1.
Yeah, with 2 outs, if you're a pitcher, you have to just focus on getting the last out. You don't want them to catch any more momentum going forward.
Broadbent fouls that one off. Strike 1. There you see our scoreboard. Just a run off. 15-8.
You know, a ball and a strike off, too. Oh, 2 outs off, too.
We're having a little technical issues with our laptop. But at least it's the bottom of the 7th. Kirby Broadbent in the batter's box after Natuzzi checks on Ambule at first. Like I said, very athletic. Base runner. Can steal a base. Not a steal situation in a 7-run ball game in the 7th inning. That one taken for a strike. One and 2. There you can see the top of that last shot. The bullpen warming up for the Mudcats. Natuzzi with the pitch. Fouled off by Broadbent. Stays alive, 1 and 2.
Yeah, you know, Broadbent wants to add to his stats. Even though he's had a good game on this wonderful day, yeah. Then, you know, he just wants to pad his stats a little bit.
One and 2, 2 outs. Runner at first is an Ambule. That breaking ball hits Broadbent in the thigh. That'll advance Ambule to second. Broadbent reaches for the 3rd time. For the catcher, Kevin Wong. Strikeout, double, ground out, fly out. Done a little bit of everything for the catcher. Going to start his first year in college next year as slow walk out to get the ball from Natuzzi. Little background on Wong. First team all South Coast League at Capistrano Valley High School. He won back-to-back titles with the high school. 4.3 GPA in high school and hit 343 in his junior year. So over 4.3 GPA in his high school career.
That's excellent. Like I said earlier, the Drake came.
So new pitcher for the Mudcats, number 32, Trevor Steele. Pitcher out of Kansas Wesleyan College.
You see him Garland singing a little bit. Wish the camera would have caught that.
Steele in 31 2/3 innings pitch. Had a 6.82 ERA in college at Napa. As he warms up. As we warm up, we will do a little station identification. You're watching the Solano College Sports Network. Once again, you can watch us on Channel 28, Think TV, and the Fairfield Cable Access channel. And if you live in the Fairfield region, you can check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Solano College Sports Network, youtube.com/Solano College Sports Network. Only 2 more things to promote. Tiana and the production. There we go, at SCC_Falcons on the Twitter and the Instagram. So follow us on all of those outlets. So made it just in time. Trevor Steele's numbers on the summer season: 16 1/3 innings pitched. He has started 3 games, appeared in 6 more out of the bullpen. This will be his 7th appearance. 0-2 with a 10.46 ERA, 2.26 WHIP, so 2 2/3 walks and hits per inning pitched. He has 11 walks, 13 strikeouts, 19 earned runs in those 16 innings pitched.
I wish we could have had a camera on Garland the whole time because he was singing word for word. I think he likes that song.
I would hope so. And it wasn't buried into his subconscious, and it came out, and he just started singing it. Oh, this is my song. I love this song. I'm so tempted not to sing it, though. Kevin Wong, 1-4. 1-4-4. See, man, it's throwing me off. That song brings me back to the days of the bowling alley at Fairfield before it got closed down. I love that song. Too Close by Next, as that one is fouled off. 1-1. So Steele checks on Ambul at second. Wong backs up a little bit, takes that second pitch for a ball.
Yeah, it's okay. Wong, just take the hit. Get on base.
Hey, not a bad idea. Joey Dotson, 4 for 4 on deck. That one low for a ball. 3-1.
And like I was saying earlier, the warm-up pitches that you get in between the innings or when you just come out or come in for a pitcher to relief, they don't really do anything for you until you actually start throwing the ball and warming up yourself, basically getting into the groove.
So Joey Dotson, bases loaded. Like I said, 4 for 4. Tried to advance to second base on that last hit in the 6th inning.
Sorry, I was watching Julia dance.
Again, only if we had cameras back here.
Yeah, we're going to have to talk to Puff about that one.
That one taken for a strike.
Just, set it up right here and just film everybody.
So our scoreboard here says 1-2. The scoreboard there said 3-2 for a while. It's actually 0-1.
Oh.
2 outs, bases loaded. Joey Dotson. That one taken high. Evens the count, 1-1. Steele with the pitch, 1-1. Fouled off by Dotson. 1-2.
Yeah, and if you've never worked at the home plate camera, you don't know fear.
That last one, but that gave you a little PTSD of some flashbacks of balls that came really close.
Definitely. I think the closest one that came to me was last year when Solano played Contra Costa.
Do you remember who hit it?
Yeah, I actually went to school with him. His name is Timothy Hughes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Tim Hughes, Anthony has some words for you as Joey Dotson gets a 2-out, 2 RBI double 5 for 5 for Dotson. 4 RBIs. So we thought Matt Campos was player of the game for a while. Dotson's making a strong case. I mean, we talked to Joey a lot over the last 2 years, but can't deny that stat line. 5 for 5, 4 RBIs.
Hey. I think to secure the player of the game, Campos has to hit that home run.
A little pressure there as he's coming up on deck. Chase Grant now in the box. As it's 17-8 in this ball game. Runners at second and third. Two triples for Grant. Swung on and missed.
Yeah, another long inning for the Rock Hounds. They have, they've had a lot of long innings this game.
A lot of offensive power. That one taken for a strike. 3 runs have come across here in the 7th. 1 in the bottom of the 1st. 2 in the bottom of the 2nd. 10 in the bottom of the 3rd. 1 in the bottom of the 4th. For 17 runs. That one taken on the outside corner. A little generous strike. Called looking is Chase Grant for a second time. Chase Grant is out via the strikeout, but not before 3 runs come across for the Rock Hounds. They lead 17-8, headed to the top of the 8th. Wyatt McCampbell is on the mound now for the Rock Hounds. He'll be facing the 2-3-4 hitters Joey Morris, Nick Perez, and Ian Acosta.
For a second there, I thought the pitcher was actually Coach Robbie Rogers. I was like, Coach, I think your days are over at this point.
He pulled a little switcheroo and got a uniform off there. And it's like, I'll show you what I can do. After they kind of got on him for not making a play over when he was a first base coach.
Have you ever seen a movie called The Comebacks?
The Comebacks. I haven't seen it. I've heard of it, though.
Okay. It's a football movie, but it's like a parody, basically. And at the end of the game, both of the coaches both of the teams that played in the championship game, their coaches suited up and played the last play of the game.
That's
actually.
so funny.
Yeah, so that's what that kind of reminded me of.
Brings up Joey Morris, 3 for 4, 2 singles, a double, and grounded out. So the most productive member of the Mudcats, I would say, so far, has been Morris. Even though he hasn't scored, has driven in a run. As McCampbell working his first inning of work here this afternoon is high on the first pitch, 1-0. Next pitch is high, 2-0. As McCampbell kind of shaking stuff off. Pancratz and the catcher Wong kind of noticing the same thing we just did, and manager Andrew Ayers coming out, kind of messed with his footing on the landing, maybe tweaked an ankle. They're kind of fixing the dirt in front of the mound.
Yeah, baseball players, like, if you're not sliding or diving or something, then you get injured in a weird way.
Yeah, there's some interesting baseball injuries that definitely happen. And I feel like even off the field, there's some weird baseball injuries, like sneezing. I remember Sammy Sosa was on the DEL for sneezing too hard and it threw out his back.
Or
there's always, like, knife accidents, like you get cut, like dropping a knife on, like, your pitching hand or on, like, your foot.
Or with baseball, I mean, not baseball, but basketball, I think Steve Nash hurt his back lifting groceries. So,
well, he was like 75 at the time.
Maybe 76.
Yeah. 2-0. The bunt is right back to the pitcher, McCampbell. Easy play. Joey Morris trying to take advantage a little bit of the injury to McCampbell. That he maybe he wouldn't be in the best fielding position, but Morris, that bunt was right back to the pitcher.
Yeah, just a little too hard. Maybe if he would have angled it better, then he would have got there.
I don't think Morris is exactly comfortable with the quick bunt because that one was right back at McCampbell. Nonetheless, Nick Perez with one out in the batter's box. Hits it in the corner, fair, and Perez is on the move. Grant throws his hands up, and he actually does field it. He tried to get a fielding. Oh, Campos with a strong throw, and they got him on the relay. So Matt Campos not only behind the with the bat in his hand, but in the field with a nice relay from Chase Grant. Grant threw his arms up trying to say that it went into the tarp and it was a ground rule double, but it didn't trickle far enough in there, so he had to pick it up, throw it to Campos, who's we've seen play shortstop, so he has a gun, and he gunned down Perez trying to stretch that into a triple.
Maybe Grant just wanted it to be dramatic, you know.
Yeah, Grant was like, hey, I don't have you. Oh, sneak attack.
Got you. You're out.
So that brings up Acosta with 2 outs. That one's in the dirt. Ball 1. Acosta 0 for 4. 2 ground outs, a fly out, and a strikeout. His last at-bat. So interesting inning for Wyatt McCampbell. You almost get injured. You get a bunt right back at you. Then you give up a double, but they throw him out trying to stretch to a triple. Just like you draw it up, Anthony. Just like you draw it up.
Yeah, I know. I called this before the game, too, just in case you guys didn't know. In the 8th inning, too. See, I'm smart, Brian. Man. Perfect score, too.
That's in there, strike 1. Yeah, I thought when you predicted the score 17-8, I thought you were talking about football.
Hey, no.
A couple touchdowns and a field goal versus a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. And that one is in there, strike 1. Strike 2, excuse me. 2-2. That one swung on and missed. Did not make contact, so Acosta goes down swinging for the second time. So McCampbell, unorthodox, but a 1-2-3 inning. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Rockhounds lead 17-8. Steele back on the mound for the Mudcats here in the bottom of the 8th. 2, 3, 4 hitters. Campos, Pancratz, and Webster due up. We'll see if there's any substitutions. As we see Campos in front of us without a batting helmet. He's taking his time. He's from the island. He's from the Big Island. No rush. No rush.
30 minutes later.
Campos just puts on his helmet. We're going to play-by-play his warm-up. Takes a swing at the first pitch from Steele. There, the ukulele. A little somewhere over the rainbow. A really loud somewhere over the rainbow.
This song reminds me of the movie 50
First Dates.
Yep.
Yeah. Same here. This is the loudest version I've ever heard, though. Yeah. Like, it's ringing in my ears. I never thought a ukulele would ring in my ears.
Man.
But here we are. Only at a sporting event can you be like, somewhere over the rainbow. Okay. That one is fouled straight back. He's looking for that elusive home run. 3 for 4 with a walk. Single, double, triple. Home run away from the cycle. That one is chopped to the shortstop. A little crow hop gets Campos. So no cycle for Campos, as he will probably finish 3 for 5, reaching base 4 times. Bring up Hank Pancratz. 3 for 4. 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. They get a look at Webster, who's on deck. And Campos, as Steele winds up, and the pitch to Pancratz is high for ball 1.
Yeah, Pancratz has made some good plays during this game. Even diving plays, which I don't know how he does it, or anybody that makes diving plays does it. It's just very hard, and your timing has to be perfect.
Especially at a position he's not, I wouldn't say comfortable with is a bad word, but he doesn't play third base too often. You see him more so far at the second base position or shortstop, especially at his community college. It's an interesting infield with Webster, Pancratz, and Campos. All three can kind of shift around. We've seen Webster at short and third, Campos at second and short, Pancratz at second, short, and third. That one's taken for ball. So good versatility from all three guys, batting 2, 3, 4 here for the for the Rockhounds.
Yeah, I want to see if one of them could play catcher, though.
Yeah, that's the tough one. That one doesn't translate too well for versatility, as that one's taken for a ball. I believe the count is 3-2. By my book, it's 3-2. By the screen, it's 0-0. By the home board, it's 1-2. That one is hit deep into right field. They look up and is over the wall for a home run. 1 out. Solo shot from Hank the Tank Pancratz.
I had a feeling he was going to hit one during this game. Just because you mentioned it before the game, I felt like he was going to hit one during this game.
Yeah, not sure the exact accurate count, but he led the team at one point. Last time they played the Mudcats a couple weeks ago with 4 home runs. There you get a good look at Hank the Tank Pancratz celebrating with his Rockhound teammates with a solo home run that extends the lead 18-8. So much for your prediction of 17-8.
I know, right, man?
But you got your home run prediction right, so you lose some, you win some. Slow chopper by Webster. Strong throw in the dirt, but Webster beats it out. Nice play, though, by Bradley in the field to make that close. I didn't think he had any shot once that ball left the bat of Garland Webster.
Yeah, Garland, he's tired of us making fun of how he went 0-4 to start off. So, you know, a quick 2 for 2.
Yeah. Oh,
a remix.
Again, a remix.
Okay. So Sando on the beat.
For Jed Fag, the DH. Doubled home a run, his last at-bat. That one's hit down the line, but will hook foul. Similar placement to where he hit the last double. And as he hit that foul, you notice that Jay Wagner is warming up in the Rockhound bullpen.
Yeah, and I also noticed he didn't flinch when the ball came.
He's used to it by now. 1-1. I mean, he has a glove. He can protect himself. Us, we just have, I have a pen, and you have like lip balm or something.
Carmex. Just to be exact, guys.
Sponsored. 2-1. As the shadows really engulfing the field now. As you can see there, only a sliver of light in the face of Garland Webster. That one's hitting the gap. That one's going to get down. Webster is going to advance to third. Good opposite field approach from Jed Fagg. Gets his second hit since being pinch hit for into the ball game.
Yeah, he's having a good game for a pinch hitter.
Yeah, I think he's not in the starting lineup, but you get a blowout and you get your opportunity to get some at-bats as a DH. 2 for 3 with a single, double, and a strikeout. And now Jared Ambuel coming up to the plate. 2 for 4, single, double, walk. 3 runs for Jared Ambuel.
That had to be the most random walk-up song in the history of baseball.
Yeah, a little Lonely Island.
I'm on a boat.
First pitch outside of Ambuel, 1-0 is the count. That one almost hit Ambuel, 2-0.
Yeah, I think that one would have knocked his hip out of place.
Yeah, he'll definitely have sea legs after that if you got hit on the hip.
And then just imagine him trying to walk to first base.
He's on a stretcher. That's what he'll be on. Won't be on a boat. 2-0. Low and away. 3-0. So runners on the corners. Webster standing at third base. Jed Fagg standing at first. There is one out, so I'll give that to our scoreboard. That one's blown away for a walk.
Yeah, it's kind of right,
Yeah, just 33%. That's. And so Ambuel draws his second walk. Reached base 5 times in his 6 at-bats. Scored 3 times. Brings up first baseman Kirby Broadbent. 1 for 3, triple. Flown out to center field and struck out. He also has a walk and a hit by pitch, and he scored both times. So 3 runs for Broadbent. And when it's an 18-run ball game, there's a lot of runs scored for these Rockhound hitters. And here, there's nowhere to put them. Got to believe with 1 out, Broadbent be looking to match Pankratz and one-up him with a grand slam, potentially. Taken for a first pitch strike.
I wonder if he'll try to hit a home run.
I think so. Why not? It's a 10-run ball game. The light's dying down. You want to pad your stats like you said earlier?
Inspired by Pankratz,
But Steele's ahead in the count, 0-1. That pitch high. Evens the count 1-1. One out, bases loaded. Taken high, 2-1. Like I said, there's nowhere to put him. But you fall behind 2-1. There's some control issues for Trevor Steele. In his college stats, in 31 innings, he had 19 walks, so a walk per every, 2 walks per every 3 appearances. As that one's taken high, 3-1. With Broadbent being so tall, he has a lot of strike zone, so to be erratic from Broadbent, you got to be not in the best control of your stuff.
Yeah, as tall people, we don't have the best advantage at baseball.
And that one is a fair ball down the line. 1 run scores. 2 runs will score.
Go all the way.
And don't trip over the bag as Ambuel comes in to score. 3-run double from Kirby Broadbent. So Broadbent clears the bases. Now he has 4 RBIs. It is a 21-8 ball game. Again with the football score, Anthony. That'll bring up the catcher, Kevin Wong. You Kev touched this? You Kev touched this because his name's Kevin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah. It's a pun. 1-0 is the count. Steele with the pitch. Right back up the middle. Nice diving play, but can't make it. Broadbent comes around third, and he will score. Made a close play by Wise, but Broadbent makes it easily as Wong with the RBI single drives in his 3rd run.
Yeah, Broadbent, he seemed a little tired on that one.
Hey, it's not easy to get that big body round. There's still a big dust smoke, as you can see on your center field camera. There's still dust flying.
Hey, Broadbent, I know your pain, man. I know your pain.
Talking about big man sliding, and now it's 22-8. That brings up Joey Dotson, 5 for 5. Takes that for a strike. Has a chance to do something really rare, 6 for 6 in a ball game.
Yeah, perfect game, right? On the batter's end.
Yeah. That one is away, 1-1. There's only 1 out. Runner standing at first base. Steele with the pitch. Low and away. 2-1. Steele comes set. Wong with his lead at first. 2-1 pitch to Joey Dotson. Taken for a strike. 2-2.
Oh, 1 strike away from ruining his perfect game.
Yeah, I tend to jinx things.
Yeah.
It just comes with the territory with the headset. That one is fouled off by Joey Dotson. As this game has gone very long. Over 3 hours now since the first pitch.
Yeah, and I think Pop's feet are getting tired.
Yeah, 30 runs in this ball game, 22 by the Hounds.
Yeah.
2-2 to Dotson, 1 out. Taken high. Full count now to Joey Dotson.
Oh, it comes down to 1 pitch. Is it going to be a strike or a ball?
Build the anticipation, Anthony. Come on.
Where he
Build
go?
this more.
5 for 6 or 5 for 5?
6 for 6.
Oh, yeah.
That one is hit deep into the outfield. Will anybody get it? No, they won't. As Dotson will reach base safely for the 6th time. Wong settles at third base. So Joey Dotson 6 for 6.
I thought when you get walked, it's still 5 for 5.
He hasn't got walked yet, though.
No, but
that was an option. Yeah. See, I was thinking you either get a hit or you get an out. And so they might make a pitching change here as the coach for the Mudcats makes a slow walk out, and they will. Big man coming out of the bullpen.
Oh, very big.
Johnny Benedict at Laney College. Made an appearance actually for the Mudcats in the last game that we had here at Solano. So Benedict looking to get a couple more outs, get the Mudcats to the top of the inning, and then probably finish this game off as it is a 14-run ball game with 2 runners in scoring position for Chase Grant. If Chase gets a hit here, or if he gets an out, they would have batted around as Campos led off this 8th inning with a ground out. And hey, we might have counted Campos' cycle out a little too soon.
All right. Never know.
All right, let's surprise our producer Tiana with the station identification. You're watching the Solano College Sports Network. You can watch us on Fairfield. There you go, Tiana. There you go. Cable channel 28. YouTube, Solano College Sports Network, as well as Facebook.com/Solano College Sports Network. Twitter, Instagram at SCC_Falcons. Join us on all of those platforms to enjoy all of this. A lot of fun we've had so far. And the Hounds have really put up a heck of an offensive game, 22-8, Anthony.
Yeah. Hey, well, first it starts with the pitcher only keeping the other team at 8, but the offense for the Rockhounds has been unbelievable today.
And so Benedict will be warming up, trying to get a couple more outs. Chase Grant, who is 2 for 6.
Hey, what if this is the pitcher's favorite song? You know, maybe he's getting a little motivation from this.
As the warm-up pitches have ceased. I was surprised no infielder kind of walked up behind Benedict with a running man. That would have been funny.
Very
funny.
funny.
In a 14-run ball game, just have your second baseman just kind of run up behind you, just like a... And another playlist hit from Evan Facenda. I think his playlists have been such a hit that he's our third broadcaster.
Yeah.
Evan Facenda's music account, as Grant fouls that one off, 0-1.
Telling you, it's in his library. I'm convinced it's in his library.
All right, we have a half inning to find out. Find out next. We should have found out during the pitching change. We had a lot of time to spend. Grant behind 0-1. Takes that pitch low, 1-1. And not the typical pitcher's build for Benedict. That one is chopped to the first base side, but foul. 1-2.
Yeah, I think I said this last time I did a game with you, but he's kind of built like my uncle.
Yeah. See, now you remember the memories coming back to you. You came in for the last couple innings.
Yeah.
So Johnny Benedict at Laney College. Comes set. Runners at second and third. Breaking ball laced into the gap. Oh, it's going to hang up for the right fielder, though. And Wong goes nowhere. So Matt Campos has an opportunity to hit for the cycle yet again. Grounded out to lead off this inning. We talked about Garland Webster in the third. You don't want to make the 2 outs in the 1 inning. He led off with a ground out. 7 straight hits after that. And so Campos with an opportunity for the cycle. And he hits one into the gap. That's going to get down. Dotson's going to score. Wong's going to score. So Campos, 2 more RBIs. So doesn't get the home run, but gets 2 RBIs. So 24-8. Hank Pancratz, who homered in this inning, back up.
Yeah.
Maybe Pancratz can trade Campos his home run for something, so he can get a cycle.
Maybe for his cleats.
Yeah.
Just because.
Just because?
Yeah, just because.
Yeah. I think he wants something from Hawaii as like a souvenir. That one's taken for ball 2-0.
Yeah, has anybody ever homered twice in the same inning?
Yeah, they have. Well, like in professionals?
Just any.
Yeah. Bill Miller, when he played for the Red Sox, actually hit 2 grand slams in the same inning from both sides of the plate against the Texas Rangers.
Wow.
2-0 pitch. Pancratz lifts it into left field. Left fielder's under it. Puts it away for the third and final out. Not for the Rockhounds score I can't even count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more runs. Rockhounds lead 24-8 heading to the top of the ninth. Okay. Jay Wagner coming in for the ninth inning. 11 batters were at the plate in that last half inning, and Wagner was in the bullpen for all of that. So we will see how he manages here in the ninth.
Yeah, I think he's like fully warmed up.
So the first pitch is in there for strike one to the DH Elijah Ontiveros. 1 for 3, single, strikeout, and a ground out with a walk as well. And there for strike two.
I like how Wagner establishes the strike zone. Like those last 3 pitches, like identical.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the first 2 might be strikes, and then the third one could be like him making you want to chase it.
And he should have chased that one because that was on the outside corner for a called third strike. Ontivero strikes out looking for the second straight time. That'll bring up Michael Driscoll. 2 for 4, single, double, 2 flyouts. A little in sync to round out his busy, interesting walk-up song day for Michael Driscoll.
Yeah, Julia wasn't born when NSYNC came out.
That's pretty sad. Man, the venom from behind us. For that one is singled into right field. Michael Driscoll with his third hit.
I told you.
He just needs Evan as the regular PA person.
Yeah.
Whatever he picks, it seems to do pretty well. 3 for 5.
I think that's it.
I'll bring up Jared Vitug, the third baseman. 1 for 4, single, scored, has an RBI. He's also grounded out, flying out, and has a strikeout as well.
Oh, triple threat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was taking ball 1.
One song I'm surprised Ever didn't play, the Door Explorer theme song. I'm surprised.
How does that go, Anthony?
Oh, I'm not going to sing it. But,
Evens the count 1-1. Can't say that I know the Dora Explorer thing. So. Again, after my time. That one is bounced to Kirby Broadbent. He fields it, looked to second, and the throw was late to first. Probably with this big lead, he would want to just take the easy out. But he tried to get Driscoll, and that backfired because Vitug was hustling down the line. And as a lefty, you have a more direct path to the first baseline. Your momentum, once you swing, it carries you to the first baseline. So not enough time to get Vitug, so he reaches base safely. That brings up Maxwell Bradley, the shortstop. 2 for 4, 2 singles. Fielder's choice and fly out. Takes the first pitch strike from Jay Wagner.
Well, maybe Broadbent just wants to go home.
If he wants to go home, he should have got the sure out. Webster, double play ball to Campos. Over to Broadbent, not in time. Good speed there for Bradley. And he reaches on the fielder's choice, so 2 outs. See, if Broadbent, if he stepped on the bag, we'd be going home. But Kirby just wants to keep playing. He just wants he wants another at-bat.
Another chance at a home run.
Yeah, another chance at a homer. Wagner's gotten 2 outs here in the 9th. Swung on and missed by Jack Bowles, who is 1 for 3, single and a walk. Also scored a run and drove in 2. Swung on a miss again. 0-2.
Yeah, I think Wagner wants to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. As the last out is approaching, you'll see Wagner with the pitch. Swung on and missed. 3 pitches for a strikeout, and that's the ball game. Rock Hounds win 24-8. Anthony, what can you say about this game?
Well, the Rock Hounds just came out hot, especially on the offensive end. They racked up, I believe, 1 in the first inning, and I think 3 in the second or 4 in the second.
Yeah, I'll break it down. 1 in the bottom of the first, 2 in the bottom of the second, 10 in the bottom of the third, 1 in the bottom of the fourth. In the bottom of the 7th, they got 3, and they got 7 in the 8th.
Yeah, that third inning was the turnaround. After that, the Rock Hounds kind of knew they had the game in hand, and it showed today.
Yeah, offense, offense, offense in a 24-8 ball game. That's a football score you see. Not too many times in baseball do you see 24 runs across. So a lot of crooked numbers, a lot of stuffed stat lines for the Rock Hounds. So it's going to be difficult to pick just one player of the game. So we're actually going to pick 2. And for that interview with our Best Buy players of the game, we'll throw it over to McKenna Guerrero.
Guys, I'm McKenna Guerrero with the Solano College Sports Network, and I'm here with our Best Buy players of the game, Joey Dotson and Matt Campos. Guys, congratulations on the victory today. Matt, you were 4 for 6 today, 3 RBIs, 3 runs scored. What sparked your motivation today?
Well, I'm coming off an injury, and I was just looking to get back in the groove, just stick to my game plan, hitting balls gap to gap, and just staying within myself.
And Joey, you were 6 for 6, 4 RBIs, 4 singles, 2 doubles, 3 runs scored. Have you ever felt this confident about your hitting before?
Honestly, no, I haven't. 6 for 6 is pretty tough to do. I mean, I got a couple little jam shots in there. They just fell down a little bit. I guess I was kind of lucky today.
And Joey, the whole team was on fire today. 10 runs scored in the 3rd. What sparked your guys' motivation today?
Honestly, we just came out. We all just wanted to play today. We wanted to get in, get out. Unfortunately, it took quite a while, but we all came together really well.
And Matt, besides playing for the Rock Hounds this summer, how do you turn on your own time?
Well, the guys give me a lot of, I don't know, but I like to sleep. They all get on me for that. But besides that, putting in work at the gym, just getting better every day.
And this question is for the both of you. You guys have a doubleheader coming up on Saturday. What are you guys going to take from this game and bring to the next?
Hopefully keep hitting the ball like we are, have some good pitching. We have good pitching coming up Saturday and Sunday, so hopefully we take it into the next game.
Matt?
Definitely the momentum and solid defense. We held it together today.
Well, thank you guys. Good luck on Saturday. The Rock Hounds got on top early, ended up defeating the Solano Mudcats 24-8. On behalf of Matt Campos, Joey Dotson, and myself, thank you for supporting the Solano College Sports Network, and we'll see you next time.